Hello everyone, I'm MVL and welcome to Stars in the Darkness, a customized D&D 5e campaign played on Roll20, DM'd by the Jonin Monkey. Our players are Pampherilio, who's streaming this on Twitch, who's playing Maldrath a Cleric, Sven the Crusader, who's playing Jean a Fighter, Nico playing Keldrin the Druid, Odin playing Seth the Ranger, the legendary Josh playing Leo the Paladin, and myself, MVL, playing Ward the Barbarian. I'm also streaming as MVL Gaming on Twitch and YouTube, thanks to Restream. During the break we recorded some more of my campaign, Heroes of Might and Valor. That'll be on Jonin's channel, pre-recorded and edited. At some point,
eventually.
I know Jonin and Pamph have recorded it, there's lots of it by now, and that'll be out soon, and maybe some of our inside jokes will make sense when it's out, here's hoping. We've also done 2 one-shot streams of Caves of Chaos that kind of link into my campaign, so you can check those out on my channel. And apologies for the webcam issues on the last stream, I hope to have that fixed now. We'll have no one frozen in a Cheshire Cat smile, hopefully, should be fixed. But enough of my talking. Dungeon Master Jonin, take it away.
Alrighty, thank you. Also, one last thing, I know I said we'd be back in January, life happened. There you go.
Damn adulting, so hard.
True.
Okay.
Also, just for the sake of disclosure, viewers, my first roll tonight was a test roll on which I rolled a natural 1. There are not enough French stereotypes in the world to express how much sacre bleu I'm feeling right now.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be fine. But yeah.
You weren't the only one under 10, so, you know.
But yeah. Let's get back. It's been a while, so... Welcome back to the land of Barovia, a land encased in a magical fog and ruled by a powerful vampire known as Strahd. After our heroes found themselves trapped in this land, they had agreed to escort the young Irina Kolyana to the town of Vallaki, hoping that the holy ground and the local militia will be enough to protect her from Strahd, who has become obsessed with her. The journey only lasted 3 days, but so much has happened, as our group encountered werewolves, ghosts, skeletons, and even Strahd himself. But our heroes saw it through, and have now arrived at the gates of Vallaki. But the events of the journey still weigh on their hearts. Leo's the group's most recent addition, and is now in both another land and another time, far removed from everything he knew, but still tasked to defeat an opponent that has only grown stronger. Jean, the mustached mercenary, is happy to rejoin the group again after a brief absence with his adequate steed Roman, but he still has his own mission. He has to find the Vistani assassin who tried to kill Irina's brother, Ismark. Seth has been reunited. Seth has encountered Lily, a girl who he thought long dead, but she is now one of the werewolves he swore to hunt down, and many questions and doubts Lily, now plague his heart. Those same werewolves kidnapped Ward's closest friend, Crowley, and he now struggles to fill the void, to be the monster that slays other monsters, a star in the darkness. But so far, his efforts have come to naught, and Strahd has sent him a secret letter inviting him to give in to his darkness and join his side. Maldrath is now walking in a land that spits in the face of his religion, a land where the dead do not accept their fates, but defy it, and rule the living with unjust cruelty. Keldrin is trapped in a world that is filled with unrelenting horrors that she has never experienced before, including fellow druids who are convinced that Strahd is a god. But more pressingly, their magic seems to have corrupted her own, and after transforming into a direwolf in the last battle, she finds that she can no longer transform back. With the odds against them, the darkness surrounding them, and only a couple of fortune tellers cards for guidance, this is where our hero's story continues. For the sake of expediency, at the end of the last session, Keldrin bolted off into the woods. Just the same time, I'm going to say that since you have a trained ranger on your side, and Keldrin wasn't really trying to hide where she was going. She was just bolting out of panic that everyone manages to find her easily enough. Keldrin, what are you doing at this time?
I'm the most pathetic-looking direwolf anyone has ever seen. I'm doing the thing you know that dogs do when they have like their head on their paws and they're looking up to you like this.
I wish I could see your webcam right now.
You can watch it later.
So yeah,
or go live on stream on so many different streams right now. Anyway, yeah, curled up under some bushes and whining and looking very, very pathetic.
Ward,
more so than usual.
Ward takes no chances. He's gonna try and grab Keldrin.
You know what?
He's just gonna try and grab you.
Gonna try and grab you.
Okay, are you gonna let him grab you or try to run away?
I'm a big fucking. I'm like the size of a horse, man.
That didn't put me off at grabbing the horse earlier.
This is true.
No. Man, nobody likes Roman Reigns.
Oh god. So, I
mean, she's just gonna take it as a hug.
Yeah, you are confused as Ward grabs you. At first you believe, oh, okay, it's a hug. My goodness, my goodness, someone's being nice to me. Then Ward starts trying to drag you away, and then you go, hang on.
That's no hug.
Whoa, Ward, what are you doing?
I'm gonna kind of scrabble away and like stand up and just watch you and like duck down.
Well,
tail between my legs.
I thought she was gonna run.
Ward, I've seen you talk to birds. Can you talk to wolves?
Yeah, but grabbing someone's quicker.
Jean is just regarding this situation with confusion because this is the first time he's seen this happen, and really, he's a simple man who doesn't know much about magic.
Leo's gonna scout, just go around the area just to make sure that because we obviously darted into like the wooded area, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll have a look around to make sure.
Is there some bare ground around, actually? Like just like dirt ground?
The dirt ground at the moment, it's on the main path of the road. At the moment you're in thick forest, Keldrin is in like this small clearing in a patch of very dense wood. However, at the moment there doesn't seem to be any immediate danger in these woods. It's just, at the moment it's just you and Keldrin. So... sorry, go ahead.
I would like to find a patch of ground, and if I can, try and scratch into the ground.
Okay. What are you trying to scratch into it?
Stuck.
All right. Make me. You know what? That's for fun. Make me a dexterity check.
Oh wait, I have the wolf's dexterity now. That doesn't translate. Hang on.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm just gonna join Leo in scout and just doing a survey of the perimeter.
Right up.
If after a second I don't see any sort of immediate harm, I'll come back and regard the direwolf scratching the ground.
So that's
have you found treasure?
2.
What is it, girl? Little Jimmy stuck down the well.
Jesus, we made this joke before, you guys. Seriously.
And we'll keep making it. But until we find Timmy.
You... you see the wolf scrabbling around the ground. Some of you are wondering why, if she's digging for something, she's just not just digging the same spot again, rather than making wavy patterns. It kind of looks like a sort of snake, maybe a tree.
I will pick up a rock and another rock, put them down, and I'll point. Yes. No. Is something wrong?
Ward will start meditating. It's gonna be about 10 minutes.
I'll put a paw. I'll put a paw on. What was the question? Is something
yes,
wrong?
No.
Something wrong? Put a paw on. Yes.
Did the druids do something?
I'll try and give an animal shrug.
You've done it before, surely. Turn back to human.
I'll like repeatedly tap no.
You can't turn back?
Yes.
Well, shit.
I lie down on the yes rock.
Can I attempt a vague knowledge nature roll?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Can I try one? I think I already did last session.
Yeah.
I think I did last session. Never mind.
Maybe. Oh, you can maybe try again. Seth,
Oh dear.
this is beyond anything you've known about. Like, even with your vague knowledge of druids, you've never seen a transformation go on for this long, much less being stuck in this form. Keldrin, you're just panicking at this stage.
Makes
Wait,
sense.
we can just kill her.
Shrink away.
A joke, Keldrin, a joke.
Digest.
Trauma
At
sword.
Oh god, are we gonna have a recreation of that one scene in Game of Thrones season 1?
Oh god.
It's at this point I think Jean will speak up. I gotta get into my my accent. I admit to not knowing much about magic, but perhaps there's a way we can reverse this somehow. I don't much like our chances negotiating such a thing with the locals, given the circumstance. But perhaps there's a chance.
She's just our pet wolf, Flumpkin.
At this point, almost as if in answer, you hear there from the distance someone yell, have you found your wolf? Because I got this belt here. It might work at something.
Yes, we found her. Thanks a lot. We'll be back in a second.
Ward ignores this and continues to meditate.
Okay. I will say,
Then-
just for the expedience of time, between all of this, enough time has passed for speak with animals to activate by now.
Excellent. Alright, what will most likely sound to the rest of the party is something along the lines of Wolfer, Wolfer, Wolfer. Whoa, what's going on here?
I'm stuck. I can't turn back.
What?
That was a very anime. Oh.
Yes, the sound of down with the sickness.
I don't know what to do. It's never happened before, and I think something happened with the druids and the thing that they gave me, but I burnt it because I thought it was evil, and now I can't even check if it's got something. I don't know what to do.
What about, the seer? Maybe we could ask her.
That's a long way back. Shouldn't we just get into, I'll figure this out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll just turn back when the spell runs out. It usually runs out, in 3 hours or something. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah,
but...
normally when I get messed up, I'm better in the morning.
Okay. I'm sorry for panicking. Let's just go back and I'll figure it out. I'm sure.
Well, you shouldn't have run away. We've already lost one.
I'm sorry I panicked.
I mean, this is really fascinating. They are literally howling at each other. This is great.
And Jean has basically just learned to accept that anything has become possible in his life.
Okay.
He has just recently witnessed a party member talking with his horse.
With all this that are done, you managed to calm Keldrin down, and you all walk back towards the town gates. The guards then hands you what appears to be a belt and a string of rope. And he kind of went, yeah, sorry about this, but there's no way they're gonna let that fit in there without this. I mean, I was hoping to find a normal collar, but this is the only thing that would fit.
Ward
no,
puts
no
on
need for
the
that.
collar.
I'll let it happen.
No, Ward puts it onto himself. Cause
The guard goes, no, it's for the dog. Seriously,
There's no need to call him a dog. He's a half-orc.
I get this a lot when I go into any town. I'm used to it.
No, we don't want to cause a scene here. This is obviously quite the racial assault you've put on us new visitors to this town, but...
The guard looks like he just wants to bang his head against the wall and just goes, no, this thing, he points directly to Keldrin, needs a collar.
A dog?
Look. Yeah. Look. It's a dire wolf. I don't normally let dire wolves in here. I'm doing a favor for you guys, and if my boss sees it without a collar, he's going to kill that dog and probably me. So please. Please.
Does he still have the collar thing? Or is that on Ward?
It's still over Ward.
Okay.
Look, you can take it off of Ward and put it on her yourself if you wish.
I'm not sure which would be the more dangerous thing, taking it off Ward or trying to put it on Keldrin.
The guards very nervously goes up to Ward and sort of tries getting the tries to sort of flip the collar over his head by chucking at the rope. It takes him a few failed attempts, but he eventually gets there.
Ward lets it happen, but he makes sure it's really awkward.
Like
He
real
has
close
to
to his face.
slowly drag it over his eyes. And like, Ward starts grunting to like a scary exempt towards the end of it, but it just doesn't move.
You're just standing up straight and giving him a glare, and it's putting him off even more until eventually he gets it off over your head and then starts to very nervously but gently put it around Keldrin's neck.
Still,
and with that,
ears flat, tail tucked in, just like huddled into herself, making herself trying to look smaller than she is.
The saddest dire wolf ever. I'm so sorry.
With a chin down, just to make it even more difficult to get the collar on.
No, she'll be obliging about that.
The guard manages to get the belt on just tight enough and sort of makes a very nervous pat on the back and then says, all right, you guys are all free to go in. Enjoy the festival.
I'm sorry. What's your name?
The guard sighs. My name is Jesper.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jesper. You just let anyone through this gate without asking them to enter. That's an interesting thing.
Normally no, but, well, you guys did save us from that skeleton army back there. That gets you free entry as far as I'm concerned.
That's good with me.
Where's Irina?
Irina, she's been waiting by the gate all this time. She sort of walks over and sort of gives you a sort of slow pat on the head and a slight switch behind the ear, not really knowing what to do.
Ward says in Wolf, we're gonna make that guard wear that leash after this.
No, it's okay. I kind of understand. I'm really tall and big, and this is really uncomfortable. But you know, I'll try and be small as I can.
And as this is going on, Jean is just gonna trot Roman through the gate, and as he's passing, say to Jesper, confusing day, isn't it? Indeed. You're not the only one.
Jean. Now, I did speak to you earlier about not riding a riding horse into battle. That's not a war horse. You put Roman in danger.
I feel like I didn't have much of a choice in the matter.
always have a choice, John.
And with that awkward exchange, you guys slowly enter through the iron gates, and you finally enter the city of Vallaki. And let me
Town
just
music.
prepare some things. As you can tell, there's a jaunty, festive atmosphere in the air already.
I'm like the beginning of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm dancing through the streets.
Oh, I've got such a low profile.
Everything is topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
you
bard
enter,
is getting a tip wherever he is.
This dude is insane.
you can hear the jaunty tunes, and the town, as you remember, it is filled with such joyful festivities. The music is playing, everyone's setting up decorations, although given that you were here previously, even if it was just for part of a daylio, you suddenly noticed something curious. When you were there previously, all the decorations were wolf-themed, but now they seem to be based on sunlight. Like, you now see these sort of papier-mâché suns everywhere. Some people have been scrolling sunlight images, images which you in particular noticed look like recognize them as symbols of Pelor. Ward, just because of your backstory, you recognize them as very old symbols of Pelor. Like, there are just a little bit details here that have been changed recently, like some of the angles are sharper, there are extra lines everywhere. But yeah, the point is, the festival is still going on, but the decorations seem to have changed since last time.
Wow, they really do move fast. Like, okay, I was like gone like a day at tops, right?
Yeah, you were 2 days technically, because you met the guys. Oh no, wait, yeah, it was a day because you met them. You met them after their long rest. So yeah, about a day.
They do like festivals here, apparently.
So yeah, you are now in the town of Vallaki. What do you guys want to do?
So are the streets like packed with, festivities and everyone going about doing whatever?
Yeah, there are people going about. There are bards continuously playing. Some of them looking a bit more tired than others. And there are people going around sticking up decorations. Some of them are not as many people as you would expect. Some you can just sort of see in their houses, like occasionally sticking an arm out to hand up a decoration and then quickly shutting the window again. But
so what can I tell from the atmosphere? Are they actually happy and celebrating, or is it more just of a sort of a tradition and they want to get their stuff up quickly as possible and get back inside?
Make me a perception check.
So, Ward, Irina, where are we heading to?
Irina speaks up and says, I'm not 100% sure. I know that there's meant to be a church somewhere in the town, a fairly big one, but not 100% sure what this is. It's my first time here. And in response to your perception check, Maldaf, you can see that it's a mixed bag. There are some people that are happy. There are some who are kind of looking a bit glum and just sort of going for the motions. And there are some who are trying really hard to force a smile. Like, they're appearing happy, but you can kind of see in their eyes there's either a bit of weariness or a bit of fear in there.
So would you describe sort of the atmosphere as an uneasy atmosphere?
I would say it's more strained. This is the best way I can put it. It's kind of like, we're all happy here, really, really happy.
Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts.
Exactly, yeah.
Ward just rolled
Does
an
it look like...
alcohol investigation check.
You see, unfortunately, there doesn't appear to be much alcohol on the streets. You're thinking probably your best bet is gonna be the Blue Water Inn. At least you hope it's a place that has drink.
Ward grabs the nearest person who's not a member of the immediate party.
You managed to catch sort of a young man in the street. Hi.
Hello, where's the blue water in? Ward shakes him while he's uncertain.
Would I know where it is? Since I've been here before.
You remember that it's towards the center of town, but if you just keep following the main road, and the young man says as much in between shakes, like, follow the main road.
Ward senses that the shaking has made troublesome of this and stops shaking him.
Thank you. Can you put me down now, please?
Ward brings him very, very close. Don't eat the cakes!
I will keep that in mind. But seriously, can you put me down now?
Ward drops him, and then... Did he give me a direction, or did Leo state one?
Leo knew where was down the road. In between the shaking, he was saying to follow the main road.
Okay, Ward begins to follow the main road.
Does it look like the festival has been going on for a few days, or are they just like putting it up right now? Because you said there's people hanging out ornaments.
Make me an investigation check.
Investigation? Oh my goodness. I forgot how to D&D, guys.
Find the nearest female that's not part of the immediate party.
Oh, steady on now, steady on.
You do so.
No, that was an intimidation roll.
Sorry about that.
You know what? I'll just count it.
Instead, it's a +1.
I'll just answer this now, but yeah, it seems
17.
to be that. It appears that people are very, very quickly. It seems to be that they've taken some old decorations down. That now you look around, you can see that there are some old wall things, and in fact, over in the distance, you see one of the guards. There's a sign in the about, let's say, here-ish, where a guard has just ripped off an old notice and stuck up a brand new one.
So it's like there was one festival going on, and now they're gearing up for a second?
That's what seems to be. That's what you seem to gather. Yes.
Huh. Out of curiosity, is somebody holding my lead, or am I just like dragging it along with me?
That's a good. I presume
Ward was meant to be, but he is not.
He was until about. He wasn't. Ward was holding it until he started shaking the other guy.
Okay, so then I'm holding it in my jaws. Like the other. I'm like leading myself.
Self-walking dog.
But yeah, Leo, you managed to find a sort of middle-aged woman who's sort of walking about trying to mind her own business.
Sorry, my
Leo.
love. Is the what happens with the Wolf Festival?
It's finished. You missed it, I'm afraid. It was the Wolfhead Jamboree lasted all night. Now it's the Festival of the Blazing Sun.
The Blazing Sun. I'll look up. That is certainly missed, I must admit.
Oh, it's part of our Borgo Master's policy, you see. He says that rather than dwell in the darkness and fear and thus give Strahd power, we should celebrate by calling on festivals of the sun, making fun of his vicious soldiers. So, yeah, festivals all day, every day. Smiles and jolliness are the best way to defeat Strahd.
I was so hoping that she would be like openly hostile to him. I was like, it's symbolic, you idiot.
Actually,
No one's
before
hostile to me. I'm awesome.
before I move up to join Ward, I'm just gonna casually say, just really thinking of the battle that just passed. I'm gonna say, so far we have found that swords work just as well.
Well,
and move on.
well, I would ignore him. He's had a bit of a cranky start to the day. Where might I find you later on?
Elsewhere. And she walks up.
I'll be back in a second.
Leo flashes his most charming smile. He's still got it.
Do you kind of get the sense that she's she's partially charmed, but she's also very, very nervous as you're still a complete stranger and starts to walk off.
Oh yeah, that's completely fine.
As I pass the villager that ward shook, I'm just gonna say, Merry Festival Day, being as I'm completely, unaware of any of these kind of customs and everything.
He gives you a very hesitant thumbs up.
I will, however, walk with Irina if she's still at the back, just to make sure she doesn't get nabbed or something.
Irina is sort of... Yeah, she's just sort of slowly following at the back, just keeping an eye on everything, see what's going on.
I'll just fall into line silently with her.
But yeah, you remember that if you keep following the main road, it's towards the edge of town, just past the square. So, I presume you guys are going to keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep pace with the group.
Okay.
Yeah, follow on.
Alright. You all march down the street. As you do so, when you get to around here, Keldrin, make me a perception check with advantage, given that it's a sound-based one.
Perception. Hang on. Thank God for advantage.
You sort of prick your ears as to your left there's what appears to be a stockyard. Many people, it seems to be filled. It's a bunch of warehouses. Some of them seem to be selling goods, but a lot of them are just crates, and a lot of them are just crates. However, you also do hear, strangely amongst them, a kind of a sort of faint growling and sort of tapping on wood boards.
Can I tell what it is? Knowledge nature?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Oops, that's still on advantage. Sorry.
I'll take the first one. It's
well,
a bit
both were
faint.
shit, so.
It's very faint, and well, let's be honest, you've heard a lot of menacing growls. You're not sure what anything is anymore.
Okay. I'll just kind of put a pin in that and keep following after the group.
Okay, so
with my leash in my mouth.
The townsfolk are now looking at you a bit suspiciously, but they're sort of more mystified as the wild wolf is holding a bit of rope at the moment.
I'm with my group. I don't look like I'm astray. I'm very careful about that.
Yeah, they're not looking at you in fear. They're just more looking at that, going, "What the?" and then just carrying on. Okay.
I noticed where we were making checks.
Yeah, just Keldrin held some growling. Oh, it's fine.
Fair enough.
I mean, I did stop and look over there for a second.
Yeah.
But...
The other thing is that there's a warehouse area that's selling some goods, and they appear to be storing things there. But that's about. You guys begin to. I assume you're continuing to follow the main road, right?
That was our direction.
I will.
Okay, and for some reason it's not allowing me to. Oh, it's probably because I rolled more tables or something. But anyway, you guys continue to march down the road all at once, and then let's see. Let's check in everything into order. There we go. And as we get down to this road here, sorry, for some reason it's not letting me select you as a group, Ward. When you get to here, Ward, make me a perception check quickly.
So help me if there are cakes.
Nice. You're sort of vaguely glancing around as you there's you sort of see a sign that's a couple of signs are posted around the corner.
Sorry, I put in the wrong command there. It rolled a 19 and it's +4, so it's 23. I put in an equal sign instead of the plus.
Fair enough, but either way, you have a look around, you see a couple of signs. Some of them are for the festival, but there are a couple of arrows, a couple of signs that with some scrawled note bits of parchment that say, "Follow Follow this sign to fun. If it's not fun, it's not Blinksky.
Oh!
Also, I will also say that because
I don't see that. I don't know about it.
also, I will say, Keldrin, just because I forgot to mention this before, you see that the parchment that you saw the guard place on before, it's very specifically talking about this festival. In fact, if I can just find the text for it, let's see.
So it looks like Leo is the closest to Ward. Ward picks up one of those pieces of paper and shows it to Leo.
Yeah, I'll take it and read it. I'll read it out loud for him as well, since he can't read.
Which one? The town festival one or the Blinksky one?
I mean, I'll do both. If he hands me two things, I'll read them both for him.
I will practically pick up the notice board.
Okay, so the first one you pick up is the It's Not Fun, It's Blinksky. The second one, there we go. The first one says, come on to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required, rain or shine. All will be well, the Baron.
That's cheerful.
Alright, the second on it, again, the notice says, follow this way to fun. If it's not fun, it's not Blinksky. Leo, you're not really 100% sure what this is referring to.
Oh no, I got no idea. There you go, Ward. Anything else?
Ward just takes a look around. Perhaps later.
No
Okay.
worries, then to the pub, because I could kill for a drink.
Indeed. And you head round, and as you can see, the building is right in front of you, and I'll just take you there in a moment.
I will gesture so grandly before Ward.
As you step in, the atmosphere is definitely a lot more calmer than the intense bard music going on outside.
Could you
Grey
ping us,
smoke
please?
issues from the chimney. Hang on. Sorry, just waiting for roll 20.
I think it's loaded. It's bottom right.
Cool.
Hasn't loaded on my end. Let me refresh.
Yeah, you're
If
right.
showing
It's straight
black, it
bottom
is
right.
just bottom right.
Okay, here we go.
I think you can control click or shift click, and it will ping us all there.
I've just pinned you all there, sir.
I appear to be
Is that
blind.
followed it? Okay. Damn it, roll 20. I really wish you would leave these feeds. So, I'll just.
One day shall be the promised day when everything will work on roll 20.
Indeed.
Next character I roll is just going to have like all the vision. Emperor vision, dark vision, just everything. Just going to be a beholder. It's going to be eyes that see everything.
Yeah,
So
it's-
your next character is
all
a
of it.
beholder, basically.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I still can't see anything.
Give me a second.
Yeah,
My next character is going to be a Elder Lich.
I'm just gonna go straight up Mind Flayer. Take the powers from anyone I find.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jonan,
else
you
is
should
blind?
be able to shift click us there as GM.
Okay.
Yeah, next character I play is going to be a Tarask.
Alright, can you guys
There's
see...
always one.
I can't see anything still.
Damn it. Oh.
The character after the beholder will be a kobold with 2 spike shields. It's gonna fucking just wreck face everywhere. It'd
That's
be amazing.
insane. That's too much. Go back to the Tarask.
Oh, God. I'm so sad right now. I was the one who caught those natural 20s.
Nothing will stand in
Speaking
my
of
way.
inside jokes, it only makes sense to certain people.
Something
I think
weird
Kobold
happened,
with 2 shields sounds good.
Something weird happened with
was.
my vision there. I was fine, but now I've got like tunnel vision.
Oh, for crying out.
Yeah, I've now got like cone of fire vision.
I still
I'm
can't
fine.
see anything at all.
Hang on.
You just
And
imagine
this
if
is
it
the
was
fun stuff that happens when you live stream, everybody.
This is
imagine if
TT
this was
Combat
actually
for
like-
some excellent MDF rain for all of your tabletop gaming needs. With new games like Rumble Slam, a fantasy wrestling game, and Hawk, Drop Zone, and Drop Fleet Commander, we have everything you could possibly want.
Okay, can any of you see now?
No.
I can see fine from the top.
Yeah, there
Very
we go.
I still have the same vision as a dog with a cone on its head.
Yeah, I've still got tunnel vision again.
Okay.
It was fine unless you changed something a
Ah,
minute
I
ago.
can
It
see.
was fine before that.
One moment. I
Imagine
thought
if
it
it's like
changed
pen
you
and paper. It's like you walk into the inn and you're all blind now.
Just stab them in the eye.
At least we got
Bouncer's just
relaxing
poking everyone in
music.
the eye.
This really
Right,
reveals
you good
himself.
Much better.
Okay,
I'm still blind.
Sven, you good?
I'm good.
Alright, and now Maldow.
While we're dealing with live things, visit D&D Spells for all your spellbook managing needs.
I can
That's
see.
D&D-spells.com.
And how
Nice,
about
okay.
that lovely music from Incomplete Tech? Just adds mood to every scene.
Indeed. Okay, you are now finally able to see the brief. It's so wonderful you were blinded for almost a few moments. You now see the grey smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging roof tiles, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
I walk in.
Alrighty.
Ward tries to beat him in.
Initiative.
Yeah!
Okay, you know what? Just one laugh. Give me strength checks, both of you.
Strength.
What?
Oh, strength I'm
Watch
totally
this.
fine with.
What? Watch
All
this
right.
both break through the
Strength versus
doorway.
acrobatics. Okay.
Meanwhile,
I'm terrible at that as
I
well.
look around. I look around for no dogs allowed signs.
From what you can see, everything's fine.
Woohoo!
Although the ravens are kind of watching you curiously.
Oh yeah, I wanted to check those out as well. Like,
Just
I mean,
imagining some
I
guy
like to imagine I
about to
get
leave
in
the inn
and he
and
just
just getting
grabs me by the
thrown
back and pulls
backwards.
me out.
Yeah,
first!
basically. It's you swiftnessy think you're just about to get in, and then Ward sticks his leg out and causing you to stumble slightly, allowing him to just sort of charge straight in.
I draw my sword.
As you
Yeah.
both,
I will walk in after.
as you both stumble in, it doesn't seem to be many customers. At the table in front of you is 2 dour-looking men who just sort of look at you briefly and then go back to your drinks. You see on the counter a middle-aged woman with dark hair that kind of looks up and says, "Ah, welcome." Just as a cheerful greeting, and you see these guys on the desk up here. They're not paying attention. You see 2 foppet-ish nobles continuously drinking and sitting enraptured, listening to an old miserly man who seems to be in the middle of telling some amazing stories. And he goes, "There was once a tale of a circus. And the circus came to town. And all was fine, all was magical. But then an old man entered, and things started to get weird."
I love this story. I'm gonna peek my
Things
head
started
in.
to get freaky. Just on my way in, I'm going to give the ravens a very sort of casual salute of respect.
6
The
drinks,
ravens
please.
give over. It's funny, you think you see one of the ravens give you a nod,
Meanwhile,
and the other
Jean.
raven go, "Gah!" at the other raven.
Meanwhile, Jean is going to hitch up Roman outside, go in, stare longingly at the booze he can no longer afford, and take a seat on the other side of the inn.
I'll say also, just for the sake of time, you notice that there are some stables around there, so you decide to park Roman briefly in one of the stables just so that he can relax for a bit.
Yeah, that's good.
You know
For
what,
the
make that
record, it's
7
back this way.
drinks.
I'll kind of shoulder my way in
I
and
was
kind
getting
of
to you.
rethink my decision halfway through.
Can
and
my
try
dog
and
come in?
decide if I should back out or go in fully.
The barwoman gives you raises an eyebrow, then looks back at Kildred as she's trying to force her way, through the door. And you notice the two burly men in the desk next to you also raise eyebrows and start looking at this. And
seeing this, I'm going to try and head off a potentially bad situation by speaking up. Our druid had a bad day.
Believe it or not, she was the runt of the group.
The barmaid gives a slight chuckle about this, and he goes, "Oh, well, if your darling thinks she can make it through the door, then by all means."
How is it space-wise? Can I make my way through the table, or like I'm just trying to figure out?
I will say
here.
It's a tight squeeze, but you just about managed to do it. I mean,
Jean will get up and assist her in doing so, saying, "Don't ask me to push you back out in the morning."
Yeah, I try and wind my way through here and make my way to this corner, and like I dodge out of the way of a chair with my nose and then knock another one over with my tail while I do it. And it's like like elephant in the China store. Like curl around and look sad again.
Thankfully, the barmaid seems to be taking this all in good humor, just sort of kind of chuckling and just goes, "It's okay. I don't think we're getting any more customers anyway."
We'll pay for at least 10 customers worth. Isn't that right, Ward?
Ward goes into his pocket and pulls out 9 gold and puts it on the table. I want to get drunk!
Jean calls up, just sort of waving his empty money pouch like a flag. Any chance I could get some of that?
No. And I slide the money back to Ward. This is on me, and I'll pull 10 gold out and put it on the table.
Gold wars.
The barmaid looks amazing. Oh my! Well, I can offer you 2 drinks. We can either offer you a purple grape mash or a pint of which will cost you 3 copper pieces, or a pint of our best Red Dragon
best.
Crush. Okay. She then gets out some. And said, she gets out several bottles and said, I would offer, for this, I would allow you to drink until the night, but unfortunately, we're having a bit of a wine shortage right now, so I can only give you 1 cup each. She managed to pour off enough mugs for each of you, although, well, a save for Eldred, she kind of figures although she does pick one out and goes, "Does your wolf drink wine?"
Ask her.
You do realize that will probably kill her.
The thing with wolves is they drink what they want.
And
I'm just
Ward will have
shrinking.
it.
The more they say about me and how dangerous I am, the more I shrink and like the flatter my ears go, and the more pathetic I look.
At this point, one of the burly men sort of speaks up and goes, "Honest, don't panic. I've seen that wolf looks like the wimpiest runt I've ever seen." To which his buddy then goes, "Weakest we've ever seen."
This is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
You must see a lot of yourself in the wolf.
At this point, the bearded one looks at you and goes, "You're trying to be funny, mate."
Nope, pointing out a fact.
And his mate then goes, "Trying to be funny."
Ward
the brains of the
Ward gets
operation
up
is,
and
isn't
picks
it?
up his drink and turns around to that gentleman. Slowly turns it over his head.
Oh, God.
Leo, despite everything people might think about him, smiles so wide.
Sorry, I spilt my drink. You better buy
don't
me
worry,
another
Ward.
one.
I've got one, and I'm going to tip it on the other guy's head.
Oh my dear
The
God.
2 guys are now looking straight at you going, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?"
Teaching.
Look, mate, I'm sorry about your dog, but I'm only speaking as a fact ourselves. We're wolf hunters, see? To which his mate goes, "Wolf hunters?"
Right.
as they're
I
dripping
fail to
wine.
see why this matters. You
All I'll
are
say is-
insulting our friend here.
Well, I don't mean to insult you. I'm just, how did you put it? Pointing out a fact.
No,
At this
no,
point, the other one goes, yeah, point out a fact.
no, don't back out now. It's about to get interesting. And Ward shoves the guy over the table.
Okay,
Did we
make me an
really
attack roll.
come here to rough up the locals?
Not just.
I thought we were meant to be protecting Irina.
Who isn't here, by the way?
Okay, I'll just say she's now shrinking by the door. I'll just bring her here. And I'll also get a token in. Seth, make me a persuasion check. I have a feeling it's not going to be enough to calm down Ward.
Not much wood.
At this point, like, although
He's very persuasive, but Ward really wants to fight somebody.
oh god, at this point,
You just
hang on one
fought
second.
like 50
I
skeletons.
am gonna like lean back, like really just like sit down and lean over the bar with like arms on the back of it.
Okay.
You can keep the 10 gold. I feel that Ward might do a little bit of damage here.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Okay, so yeah, make an attack roll.
Before this all kicks off, I'm just going to go to the other side of the bar.
That's reckless.
Of course it is.
Jean is going to take a seat up here and just casually. Actually, before he does, he's going to steal a gold piece from Ward's pile as he's murdering a guy. Move down here
Oh, I
and
hope Ward
call the
sees
bartender over.
Ward, make me a perception check. But yeah, you shove the guy into the table and he stumbles backward. Give me 1 second. He stumbles backwards, confused. You're having so much fun. You're not even paying attention right now, and
I'm proud of
Jean
you.
just
I'm proud of you, Sven.
casually just swipes the gold, and the guy over here just gets shut on the back of the he bangs against the door, and he growls underneath his teeth and goes, "You know what? It's not worth it. Come on, we're leaving." At that point, Yevgeny comes up and says, "We're leaving," and walks out.
Ward
At which
stands on the
point,
table and beckons them to fight.
So goes down. Look, hey, I'm sorry you can't make a joke about your wolf, but let me be blunt. We got better things to do. We have wolves. Get meat. The other one goes, "Get meat."
As I order a mug of the finest, I'm going to just casually call back as they leave. I do have some lovely wolf pelts if you're interested.
The guy yells back, "We prefer to make our own. Cheers." Cheers.
Did they say they hunt wolves to get meat?
They did. Okay, and now that the chaos has calmed down, I'm just going to bring in Irina, who lets them walk past and then just sort of very sheepishly goes in and goes, I'm so sorry about... but now even the nobles have looked around, amused at all the chaos. And Danica sighs and goes, it's fine. We do get the occasional drunkard, although I must say you're the first to... Although, I must say, you are very, very quick to leap into a fight, young man.
Well, this is why I need to get drunk. And Ward
You
gets
should have
down
seen the
from
last inn we were
the
in.
table.
That place was wrecked.
She sighs. Very well, another dragon crush. Honestly, you should drink it first before picking fights.
Well, as far as I know, I've still got the other ones I bought in front of me, right? So there should be like
Yeah.
4 left.
Yes, there should be 4 left. Although
I'll give 2 to Ward, 2 to myself.
were any of the others buying to drink, or?
Oh yeah. I'm having one of their finest using Ward's money.
Okay, so she is able to pour she pours an extra one for you and checks to see if any of the others have it and says, "Drink up. I'm afraid this is our last job." So
I'm being the Frenchman I am. I savor this wine like the nectar of the gods.
I chug my first pint.
Alrighty, you guys, I presume you're chugging it down as well, Ward?
Ward gathers his money from the table and looks at it for a moment. Stern look comes across his face, he puts it in his pocket.
As you drink down, Leo and Jean, this is a very fine drink. It's a very warm, comforting smell, and when it first hits you, it feels like a dragon has indeed set blaze of flame in your mouth, but then it soothes like a gentle river, giving it a gentle velvet smell as it, velvet sensation as it passes down your throat, all the way down. Ward, you finally found a proper drink.
and like the Frenchman he is, Jean is just going to give it the not bad look and speak up. Lovely body on this.
Indeed, it's one of our best.
You've not even asked her name yet.
She echoes, Danica, my dear.
A lovely name too.
Ah, I get that a lot.
I imagine so. Is this all the wine you've got?
Well, no. Like I said, we do have our grape smash. This wine, however, is... it's part of an old family recipe. See, there's actually the vineyard. Wizards of the Vines, it's called. It's actually very far on the other side of the valley. You have to walk through forests, but... well, they do produce some damn good wine. Although, as I say, we've run out of stock recently. We're expecting a delivery, but it hasn't arrived yet.
Jean perks up at that. He knows that he has to find an assassin, but he's a mercenary. He's good at multitasking, and he speaks up. Your shipment has gone missing, you say?
Yes. Well, it's kind of worrying now. Normally we would have heard of them if there was a delay, but, well, if someone were to help us go and look for them, that would be very grand. We're thinking of maybe hiring a messenger or something, since, well, this work keeps us busy. We can't leave it otherwise.
Irina.
Yes?
Is this where you were supposed to be? I can't say I know too much about your grand plan, but you said there was a church in town, so are you planning on staying here?
Maybe. I mean, Esmark said this was to be the safest place. The holy grounds, and you saw the militia outside. They provide a bit more protection than little Barovia.
I've not visited Barovia, but...
The Leaker at this point speaks up. Yes, the church is at the other end of town. If you just keep going down the road towards the west, you should be you will come across it soon enough. It's a fairly big building. Can't miss it.
Excellent. Can I have another 2 empty glasses a sec?
She gives you an inquisitive look, but takes out the other 2 glasses and places them there.
I'm going to decant my pint in half and half. Give one to Irina and one to Seth, who seems to be sitting by himself. We've got a table here because our friends have just vacated it. Why not sit down?
Irina sits down for a moment and gives you like a little nod with the glass as if to say cheers, and then starts to drink it down.
Keldrin, come over. There's plenty of room now they've left.
Okay, I'll like stand up and make my way over.
I'll move some of those stools by the bar.
Stands up and like knocks the table over.
I was tempted to say make me a dexterity check, but now he's moved stuff out of the way.
Just for the lulls, I could totally do that.
Okay, sure, go ahead. With advantage because Leo's moving stuff out of the way.
Advantage? Who needs that?
Yeah,
Actually,
you're
roll
fine.
decent.
Yeah, you're fine. You managed to all move and you sat down and
I want to instinctively go under the table, and then I remember, oh right, and I don't.
Thankfully,
Seth will begrudgingly take the drink. Downs it all the same.
This purple crush, did you say?
Grape smash, yes.
Can we get lots of that, please?
Of course. She then starts to pour you multiple glasses of that, as many as quite a lot of glasses, as the gold buys you a lot.
Hold on to your girls, folks. Hold on to your girls, folks, because the alcoholic Frenchman is about to get shit-faced.
Oh,
that sounds like a challenge, John.
Wait, it's
I will
changed.
say, as you're drinking this, the Great Smash, it's okay. Definitely not the same quality as the other wine you drunk. It's the disappointed sequels of wines, if you will.
A contest was that, Ward?
Listen here, you little people. You're about to see the most magnificent of displays. And no one can top me. And Ward just grabs all of the amount near him.
Oh, God.
Okay, if you're seriously doing a drinking contest, make me Constitution saves.
Yeah, Jean is going to raise his glass and just loudly proclaim, Johan.
Given my elven disposition, is it really hard for me to get drunk since I'm like an elf?
I'm trying to fucking Legolas this.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm thinking.
I will say...
It depends. Are you a wood elf?
I will say everyone's capable of getting drunk, so I'm basing it purely on con here. So, you'll find.
Save or roll.
Yeah, let's make it a save.
Mine are the same either way.
I'm just next to the table, waiting for the 2-hour duration to run out, and hoping that that's gonna bamf me back to human.
The first
Dwarf.
hour, you are you guys are just perfectly fine. You're barely feeling any kind of effects at the moment. The others, they're just all the others can do is once. Apart from you, Kildred, who occasionally you can distract yourself as the nobles, even though they're getting less and less able to comprehend the stories, they're still enjoying the old man in the corner, who's now
I want a perception. I want like listening to him to while away the time and not have to smell the alcohol and testosterone that's coming from my table.
Yeah,
I think I'll put up a chair on that table so it's close to the old man, so I can also listen in.
Yeah, he's telling a lot of crazy, colorful stories, and now that he's excited to have other members of the audience, he almost begins to pick up speed of wilder and crazier stories. He leads in and goes, "Have I ever told you the story about the curious event known as the Blood Nado?" And so he continues on. Whilst they're all listening in, everyone else make me Constitution saving throws.
Well, he spins the tail of the goldfish that leapt down the cliffs and turned into a human.
Fine, it's not less than 10. We're all good.
John's gonna beat me. It's gonna be crushing.
You two are Jean and Ward. It's an even match. This is the first time you've ever had an adversary that's come this close, Ward. It's Crowley. You never thought you would be able to find someone who could take it. Leo, you are just about keeping together. I mean, you're still holding it down and you're able to comprehend the surroundings.
I've got a little plan for this already. Basically, before I pass out, we'll get to it in a minute. It'll be fine.
I know what it's gonna be.
You're not passing out yet, you're just, the room's kind of, it's starting to spin a little bit, but you're fine.
I'll keep going, I'm alright.
Ward was very confident earlier, but just on the edge of vision you can see the slight and first signs ever of fear in his eyes.
Is he going to have that one drop of sweat like on his hair? He's like, ooh.
Meanwhile, you guys, you also, the two nobles are still going on. There's more. The old man's going, okay, I think I've got one. Have you ever heard the story of the Bloody Crow?
This piques Meldrath's curiosity.
Do the others hear this?
Sean isn't even trying.
Yeah, I'll say, unfortunately, everyone in the drinking contest is so focused on the drink right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ward and I'm like, you can't even handle your drink.
Meanwhile, Jean is loudly proclaiming the superiority of Arcadian drinkers in Arcadian.
Also, Seth, are you listening to this, or are you paying more attention to the drinking contest?
He's more lost in his own thoughts at the moment.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, whilst all this is going on, you hear the man go, they tell a story, at least where I'm from, of of this legendary monster killer, the Bloody Crow. One of the nobles then he goes, "Do I have pointy ears like you do?" No, they do not. Oh, is that like a big orange thing like the other guy? No, this man. He wears a mask. He keeps everything under suspicion. He has made himself into a living monster. Really? Yes. But not any monster like you've ever seen. No. He created his own unique image. He was a man that many say was warped by many a cruel circumstance. And he felt the only way to take on a monster was to be a monster himself, to slay all who stood before him. And that's it. Oh, I can only say I've heard him from. He perks up. I'm sorry, my dear wolf and gentleman, but that story, it's filled with inconsistencies, to be honest. There are some who say that he slew thousands in a single night. Others that say he once took on a giant. But, truth be told, this is the nature of legends. Who can tell you what is real and what is not? Meanwhile, the final round is coming in. Everyone make Constitution saving throws.
You're all small. You can't stand with a true drinker.
As I feel this nausea come up, I'm going to use lay on hands to cure myself of this ailment.
Be more of a lesser restoration kind of thing.
I can use 5 to cure poison, and alcohol poisoning is a thing.
Oh, damn it.
Also, I will bet, at this point, like, Danika's going around offering the final round, and seeing that you're looking down, Seth, she places one next to you and then whispers, "It's on the house, love." Meanwhile, you guys were all holding on so well, but this final round, this is starting to break you. It's weaker alcohol, but you've just consumed so much of it. You can feel yourself keeling over. Jean, you decide, I'm going to paddle my way through this, and drink multiple gulps at once, only to realize your mistake too late and start to keel backwards. Having to place your hand over your mouth, going, no more.
As the dizziness just sort of overtakes him, he gets control of his gorge, stands up proud, and then keels over, and the last thing everyone hears is "Sacre bleu."
Leo, you are also feeling the world starting spinning, and just out of instinct, you cast lay on hands on yourself. The light starts pumping into you.
I want to do it super casually. I'm going to do it on my leg, so Wall can't see it.
Yeah, you think you think that you're only pumping in about 5, you're actually dumping your entire HP pool because you're barely controlling the magic at this point. You don't know what's going on.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm just imagining he's getting so drunk that at a certain point he opens his mouth and starts vomiting light.
Ward
I will say...
looks around at John on the floor. That's what I thought.
What's the meme? What's the meme? Soup to black.
I'm firing my laser.
He turns around and sees
In
Leo
fact-
still up.
In
What?
fact, Leo, make me a sleight of hand check.
I'm not good at this.
Disadvantage because he's drunk.
I'm not drunk anymore. Ooh, I'm not
I really wanted you to win, John. I did. I was rooting for you.
That would have been awesome.
You just about managed to conceal it under the table. Like, at the moment, it's looking like you're standing there proudly, and the good news is you're not vomiting. The bad news is the world's spinning round and round and round.
That's
So it's
I'm
basically...
gonna go down on. I sit down on the table and I'm gonna lean on my hands like I'm praying, whilst just trying to collect myself. I'll be like, "Pelor, please give me competition next time."
What?
Whilst the world spins.
What?
On top of that, it sounds like, unfortunately to the rest of the world, like, Pelor, give me
I thought the lay on hands stopped that.
No, it's managed to stop you vomiting. I will give you that much. Yeah, it's still, your general perception is still a bit weird, so you still managed to get it out, but it's a lot less grander than it sounded in your head.
How? How? What are you?
2 left, Michael. 2 left.
I'm going to. Is there something I can? Is there a roll I can make to somehow power myself out of my stupor and just to prove a point, drink one last drink?
Make me a, you know what? Make me a life death saving throw. Just roll a straight d20. You bravely and heroically, like something kicks in back at you, almost like an anime hero, and you think, no, not like this, not like this, and you power your way back up and just grab one last drink and give a very...
I just crawl myself over to the table, muttering, "I'm not done," and knock one back, and then collapse.
D&D, everybody.
MVL will use one of those 2 before it becomes too many times and just look at John as he does that. What are you?
I'll tell you what, give me a perception check as you try to figure this out.
This is the best thing that's ever happened.
This man is immortal.
They defy explanation.
Indeed.
At this point, Maldras just going to cast his gaze backwards and just see the absolute drunken carnage that is going on behind him. Like,
You also see Irina just sort of sitting there in the middle of this to give it an expression that says, "Help me."
Is that them tapped out?
I'm gone.
Both of them are tapped out. As far as you can tell, like, Pelor's, like, it seems he's praying some kind of meditative stance like he's won and not showing any effects whatsoever.
he's just passed out on his feet.
Yeah. I mean,
he's passed out in his chair, looking very dignified for a man who just drank himself into a stupor.
Ward is still a little drunk, right? That was something he wanted to do to himself.
yeah, he's still feeling. You're still feeling the drunken side of it. It's more that you can see the world spinning a little bit, and you definitely feel the effects of the drink. Like, you're satisfied. It's just that you're not feeling any of the vomiting or the room spinning or anything like that.
Towards the entrance, are there coats on the coat rack?
Oh, God.
The nobles have coats.
Okay, Ward wants to try and sleight of hand one of them and go outside.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check. I mean, with advantage, because the drugs are still enraptured with all the stories the guy has to tell. Even though he's kind of caught on to the fact that they're drunk and is just seeing what he can get away with at this point. And there was once a story of a horse that jumped over a river. Whoa!
20 is the highest.
You very easily just managed to sort of swipe a coat and start walking outside.
Seeing that Ward has just left, I'm gonna take my sword and cut my leg to try to wake myself up a bit. Like, no, not like this.
Ward would like to disguise himself when he gets outside with the coat.
Alrighty.
As you leave, I would like to perk up to and like look to Maldrath and then to Ward and like just like questioning Dogface.
Yeah, I will say with your wolf here and you managed to hear him get out. Maldrath, yeah, you are watching them as well, so I'd say both you and Steph know that Ward's left.
Maldrath will have no idea what Keldrin is trying to say until she cocks her head sideways and then suddenly understands.
I've literally been drunk under the table.
So Ward wants to disguise himself and then walk back in.
Okay.
And Ward understands how... Well, MVL understands how bad a disguise this will be. But we'll do it anyway.
Okay,
So just as I'm about to get up to follow Ward out, he comes back in. Am I understanding that right?
Yes. So you two get up to
yeah,
walk in,
I'm not even gonna roll because it's ridiculous.
What is your disguise?
I'm gonna put the cloak and I'm gonna turn the collars up slightly over myself and pull something, maybe anything from my sack over my head.
Your shirt, the back of your shirt.
You literally put your knapsack over your head.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
And then Ward definitely strolls in with a very distinctly different walk and sits down next to Leo.
Do you know what? For the hell of it, make a deception check with a disadvantage.
I look at Maldrath again, look at Ward, look at Maldrath.
Maldrath just sort of shrugs with just... He doesn't even know.
That's a 7.
Ward, you put everything into this. You exaggerate the look, you come in and you're mulling over your mind. Oh, this is going so well. Maybe I should even try an accent on this. Everyone, you know it's Ward. I mean, you're just... The only question that's going on in your mind is, should I play along with this? Or...
Oh yes, 100%.
Hello, good sir. My name is Ian Cognito, and I'm looking for a half-orc barbarian. And I have lots and lots of gold to offer for him. But if you were to tell me where he was, you'd be selling him out. How about you, complete stranger next to me? Would you sell out someone?
Hello, Ian Cognito.
Yes?
Sean, meanwhile, is dreaming of a hulking masked figure.
At this point, Maldrath's just going to go to the barkeep and be like, is it still last calls? Because I'm going to need one for this.
She slides one over and goes, I'll use the rest of the gold to get you rooms for the night as well.
I've only heard of this person in legend, but I believe he died days ago.
Oh, that is a shame, because I very much wanted to know where he was. You sure you don't know where he is?
I look at him and it's the most, like, earnest, serious expression ever. I'm positive, Ian Cognito. I have no idea who or what you are talking about.
Oh, Leo.
If I did know such a person, I would never, ever, ever rat them out.
Leo, prepare to be surprised.
Wait, how do you know my name?
I'm not Ian Cognito. I'm Ward Backbreaker. That was a test. You passed.
In the background, you suddenly hear the two nobles go, "Whoa!"
Surely not. This
What,
could not be
dude?
Ward.
That was totally tenacious, bro.
Fucking totally tubular, man.
Ward demonstrates the coat comes right off.
Whoa, Ward. I must be more drunk than I thought because it was like a temporal distortion.
Well, I don't know what that is, but now I know that we can trust you.
This is the single most amazing thing that's ever happened to me in a campaign.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to check that.
Meanwhile, Vlad has slaughtered the entire village.
Yeah, as this is all happening, Jean is flat on his back, asleep, still dangling from his chair.
I rolled the wrong modifier, but it doesn't matter. One of the nobles goes, "That's a fancy coat. I should buy one like that."
At this point, I think I realised that Ward did not have a nice cloak.
Then Ika kind of chuckles and goes, "Yes, yeah, I think you all need rooms for the night." And then she looks to Setnef and Maldaf, who look like the most sober people on the road. He goes, "Can't really put a room for the wolf, but I can put her up in one of the stables, maybe."
Good luck dragging my chain-mailed ass up those stairs.
And I think some of our party may just need to
I'll stay down
sleep
here.
where they lie.
Okay.
Just so you all know, if it's easier to get me into the stables with Keldrin, I'll be willing to keep her company for the night. Drunk, snoring, wine-smelling French company.
Willing.
I mean,
Okay.
would it be too much for us to simply sleep in here?
We have to clean for the tomorrow morning's customers, you understand?
I can help clean in the morning.
In the morning, maybe. She chuckles. That's if you're turning down an offer of a nice warm bed, that's fine.
I can't. It's too close. Never mind. I'll walk my way out, and as I'm passing like drunk Leo, no, not drunk Leo, drunk Frenchman Jean, I'm gonna try and like kind of like lift one of his arms with my nose, like just lift.
Make a dexterity check.
You bite his neck, he's dead.
You can, so you know, there's a cloak by which you can drag
What
me
the
out
heck? That's my
You
that's my third 3 of the game. God damn it.
you try so hard. You stick your head try sticking your head underneath his body. It doesn't work. You try biting his arm very gingerly and lifting it, but his armor keeps slipping off the teeth.
Hey, Ward.
At this,
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
I'll look at the others. I'll look
Do
at
you
the
wanna-
others for help.
Do you want to prove how not drunk you are by carrying the drunk guy out?
Ward picks
And I mean-
up Jean with the most disregard you'd ever seen.
Just like a rag doll.
between you managed to carry Jean to the stables as he manages to sleep in the compartment next to his horse, whilst Keldrin goes into the other stable for the rest of the night. Everyone else, you managed to figure out whether you want the bed or the floor.
I'm gonna stay in the I'm gonna stay outside of the other guys.
So you're going to sleep in the stable as well.
Yeah, I don't like if anything happens. Keldrin is literally a wolf, and Jean is drunk off his tits. So
Fair enough.
I will keep an eye on them both.
Ward is
Alright.
His entire brain is full of Sacre Bleu right now.
Ward is more comfortable in the stable than he is in the beds.
All of you. Okay, anything else you guys want to do before heading for bed tonight?
I was
I'm
just
gonna-
gonna stick
Sorry.
close to our who we were supposed to be protecting.
Ah, yes,
Irina.
Irina. She says that you you stay close to her. You reassure her that you'll be sleeping in the opposite room, and she says, "Thank you. I'll let you know." And she slowly crawls into bed.
If you get into trouble, just, a blood-curdling scream will be more than enough.
Thank you. And she sheepishly walks into her room.
That's the signal.
Seth, you want to do anything before you head off? Or?
Nah, just trudge on up the stairs.
Okay. Actually, as you're trudging up, Seth, make me a perception check.
No.
Oh, wow.
Hot
Yeah,
damn.
you have no problems. As you're slowly creeping up the top of the stairs, you've noticed that this big guy has also come from behind the bar. And you hear sort of a brief conversation between the two of them. You sure they're the ones? I mean, Pietro said good things about them, but, well, half of them are sleeping in the stable. Well, they're a jolly bunch, I'll give you that, but they do seem to be strong, at least. But who knows? This is the most fun I've had in quite a while.
They drank all our wine.
I'm paid far too much for it.
And so...
I'm just happy I managed to steal Ward's money and then nearly drink him under the table.
As you all slowly creep... You all slowly, one by one, creep into bed for nights, and...
I wanted to do something, sorry.
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Since the spell didn't just end.
Yeah.
And I've been frantically trying to turn back ever since I figured the time would be up.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing's happening. So
No, you've been trying so hard. You've gone over everything about the spell. You remember, you tried everything, but it's still not working. You're still feeling this sort of black, sickening sensation around you.
Okay. How I want to try and peek outside of the stables and kind of look around. What time is it by now? Are there lots of people about?
From what you can gather, it's getting very late into the evening. Around, I want to say by the time all the drinking madness ended, it was about 9 o'clock-ish. There are not many people out. It's might be boarded up and sheltered, but it's still Barovia. People are. If it's anything like the other village, you figured everyone's nervous about traveling at night for good reason. It's mainly just you see that there are a couple of extra people you didn't notice wandering around, but otherwise it's mostly just people you assume are bar hands and a couple of guards with lanterns, but that's about it.
While all this goes on, I will be back.
Okay. And with that, the night slowly starts to pass away, but you all are starting to sleep. You all begin to have the sleeps, apart from one. Keldrin. You have
Figured.
You have a very. You have a dream in the middle of the night. You sense it feels like you're slowly waking up from something. You're not sure or what. It's a very. You look around you. You think you're a dwarf again, but it's hard to tell. It seems it's kind of hard. You're not like you have all of your limbs and everything's supposed to be there, but everything seems a bit fuzzy. Ahead of you is a forest, but all the color seems to be drained out of it. It's all white. And the trees, they almost look like pencil scribblings in a way. Everything's faint, and all the lines are scratchy. The only thing that's clear is the rain. Black, almost tar-like rain that's battering through the trees. Some of it slips through in between the leaves, but most of it is staining the trees all around it. You continue to walk through, confused and not sure what to do. Then suddenly, you hear a voice. Huh. Getting lost again, are you? You turn around, confused. You turn around a moment in confusion, and then you see in front of you a figure that you've been wanting to see for a while. It's the kind face of your old mentor. Laid back, just stoking a pot of soup. Come on by the fire, girl. At least get out of the rain. I'm seeing what I can use. A lot of these mushrooms don't seem to be poisonous, so should make for a good soup at least.
Can I like control myself? Like, can I go over?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'll just go over and sit down.
He sighs and pokes the fire for a bit, then goes, "Tell me, girl, what are you searching for this time?"
Home. Always home.
Home is where the heart is, as they say. But then again, the heart is always changing, as is life.
Everything's been changing lately.
But that is nature. That's one of the reasons why I find it so fascinating. I'm always drawn to it. Everyone always seems to have these strange ideas about nature. That it's only ever for one thing. Have you ever noticed that?
I don't think I did, but I'll think about it.
He chuckles. Well, think of it this way. Rain, right? What does it do?
It falls and it brings life.
But does it always, though? It's true, it does bring water that many need to live, but it also brings floods, which kill and destroy land. Likewise, how about, say, a bear? What does it do?
I think I see where you're going with this.
That cliched, am I?
I mean, I'm not dumb.
You're not. You're a smart child. But even smart people can get waylaid by the world sometimes. Listen. Nature is always filled with boundless potential. And so are people. We druids, we don't simply borrow nature's power. We provide it with context. We show it the right path. We tell the rain to provide life in this situation. We tell the lightning to strike the unjust. We tell the animals who their friends and foes are. That is, in this ever-changing world, we can use our wisdom to aid those who need it. That is what it means to be a druid. So, he then kind of sort of gently pokes you in the head. Don't go getting any funny ideas. Don't let your family's way of thinking set into you.
I'll try not to. I'm very confused.
Confusion's good.
How easy for you to say.
All things take time. Just believe in it yourself. Or ask those around you. Even nature. I mean, it is calling you, right? Why not talk to it every once in a while? Oh, but I should also mention that whatever you do, whatever happens, never, under any circumstances. And that's when you wake up.
Ah! Dream cliffhanger!
Okay, what did I miss?
A lot, Frank. So, with that, you hear you wake up, it's morning, and Rowan's just kind of going... And with that, and as the morning wakes up, As the morning wakes up, the atmosphere a bit odd for you, for you, Keldrin, especially since it's a little bit stuffy in the stables, and you're surrounded by 2 horses and 2 men waking up from a bitter hangover. And that's where we're going to take a brief break for the moment, I think.
Oh man.
I just realized I was supposed to be outside as well.
Yeah, before all that, before we take the break, the last thing Jean says before this, as everyone wakes up, is, "Oh, what the fuck did I do?"
Just before I go, thanks for joining Wi-Fi and Poofy Gaming and Big Dave. Cheers for joining, guys. We're going to be back really shortly. We're just going to take a quick break, and then we'll return to the action. So thanks, guys, for sticking with us.
Alrighty, cheerio.
And enjoy the Commodore music, which is not the normal music I use for D&D because I forgot to change it, but enjoy some Commodore chiptunes. So check that out. And we're back, everybody, and thanks for joining. Just to let everyone in the chat know, I will be interacting with the chat, but only in text, because I don't want to break character whilst we're in D&D. It's not fair for the other players. And with that, let's continue the game.
Alright, so, you all are waking up. Everyone outside, with the exception of Keldrin, is having still recovering from a slight hangover. Although in different degrees, Ward barely feels anything.
Ward's up in the morning doing press-ups and, like, runs.
Leo, he's just feeling a slight headache, as whilst he might have overdone it, the lay on hands did manage to stop all the worst effects of the alcohol. Jean...
If I see Ward outside doing that, I have to go out and try to do it as well.
Oh, Jonan, can you move my character to the outside? Because I'm still in the inn.
Yeah, sure. I will say that you were just sort of sleeping outside by the wall.
Yeah, meanwhile, Jean is going to attempt to find, like, a well or any source of cool water, because right now, his head feels like it's being wood split by Grog Strongjaw.
I'm just checking. Yeah, you see a horse's water trough and you just dunk your head straight into it.
Yep, yes I do.
It's a great sight for you, Leo.
Brackish.
You continue to pray. You continue to thank Pelor for sparing you that fate.
I imagine I've done it many times over the years.
As Sean emerges, mustache dripping wet, less concerned about his hair, you hear him mutter under his breath, "One day, Orc, one day."
Okay. So, you're all getting to your morning routines and slowly, well, I was about to say slowly and steadily, but unsteadily in the case of some.
If I'm out by myself with Leo, as it appears, I will take him to one side.
Okay, yeah. As everyone's slowly making their way towards the main inn, you two manage to bump into each other. Go ahead.
Well, I said I trust you, so how about I tell you why they call me Backbreaker?
Sure, I did wonder. Why did they call you Backbreaker?
Well, deep in the Red Mountains there was a feral orc tribe known as the Bloodfang Clan. I happened upon them during a great feast, and there I saw the most beautiful orc I'd ever laid my eyes upon. She returned my gaze and we felt an instant connection. But there was one problem, and it was the biggest orc I'd ever seen. The War Chief. And as he leered down over me, he threatened, "You want my sister? You can have her over my dead body." Well, I got right in his face and I said, "Your proposal is acceptable." Funnily enough, she added, "Yes, brother. You have to die for us to be together." Madly he swung for me, but I dodged, and I lifted that colossal orc over my head. And then with one swift crushing action, I brought his spine down across my knee. And then we did it on his back. That's how I named the name Backbreaker.
I straight up inside check that.
Go
I would have
ahead.
stayed, led the clan, but they wanted me to cut out an eye for Grumesh.
Make a decision and check at the same time.
He'll probably beat this.
Are you
now,
saying
but,
I'm
oh my
lying?
God.
Okay. Deception or persuasion. It's whatever is in line with your character.
It reeks of colossal BS.
That is amazing, Ward.
I know, right? But don't tell anyone else's story, because I may have told a few other stories and dubbed them down a bit, so that they don't get offended. But I think that you're the right person to hear this story, if you know what I mean.
As I told Ian Cognito, your secrets are safe with me, Ward.
Ward puts a hand on his shoulder and then slaps him in the face.
Such a wonderful possibility for using your secret is safe with my indifference. You let it go, let it go.
Oh no, I plan to use this at some point.
Okay. You all slowly make your way back to the front room just to see what's available.
Sorry, Jonan, I've lost myself. I'm on a big horse. Could you just take me wherever I'm supposed to be? I went on a roof earlier. I was like, where am I?
You go to,
He was
you check
so
on Roman,
drunk.
he's fine.
Keldrin's gonna stay outside and try and do her irregular meditation and try and focus on the darkness that she feels blocking her right now and try and see if there's like a flip side to that. So the whole duality that I heard in the dream with the light and dark. I'm gonna try and focus on that.
Alright, give me a nature roll. How's it doing? You are seeing... You spend ages concentrating with this idea, and it's sort of strange. You notice that there is sort of like a strange darkness in the sickness, but it's not all there. There are some cracks. It's the best way... It almost feels like there's a cacophony of voices, but there are a couple you can hear. Some stuff that sounds like the nature you're more aware of. You feel that there is something under there trying to poke out. You concentrate. You figure that it might take a while, but if you keep focusing on it every now and then, you might just break through.
Okay. My stomach is growling. I probably can't focus today. I didn't eat since yesterday night. So difficult, you guys. Okay, just gonna stay out there. Way too bashful to beg for food. Just stay out there and try and focus.
Did Ward pass Roman? Was that the horse, or was it a different horse?
It was him. There were two horses in now.
Ward will look at Roman dead in the eyes. Reveal to me your real form. Ward looks around. Ugh, can't always be right. And then walks off. I bet Roman is a master of deception as well.
Well, a master of deception wouldn't just, drop just for that. You're gonna have to show him your powers of deception so that you can convince him that he's among masters now. And I'm just gonna.
Oh man, there's some weird-looking child just sat next to me.
As you walk in, you see that the children are wiping down everything, and one of them sort of kind of makes a half-hearted good morning, and then continues to sort of wipe down and prepare everything. You see Danica is sort of giving the surface of wipe, and Owen's looking at the wine barrels and sort of, particularly the Dragon Crush, just sort of drumming his fingers against it, rather agitated in a way. Agitated, sorry.
I'm gonna go outside and see if I can find Keldrin.
I was gonna say, who was with Keldrin?
It would be. I would say it was initially you, Jean, and Ward. You kind of just sort of walk in, and then you realise Keldrin hasn't come in with you.
Was Keldrin a wolf when we still wake up, or was she absent?
Yeah, she's still a wolf.
I mean, I probably woke up earlier than you guys, but I just went outside the stables.
Yeah,
so.
I'll say you woke up slightly earlier than the others and tried to get back to sleep, but couldn't. Mainly just because you were trying to figure out. I'll say, for the sake of it, you spent most of the night trying to figure out A, if that was a dream or not, and B, if that last lesson was anything he told you whilst you were still awake.
Also, the snoring.
Yeah, that did not help, especially with your keen werewolf hearing. That picked it up straight away.
Oh yeah.
Direwolf hearing. Sorry.
Yeah, Jean sounded like a drunk French bear all night.
That's oddly specific.
It's the best thing I can use to describe it.
I'm going to stand in the entrance so I can see Keldrin and the rest of the party, and I'm going to give them a rousing speech and use my inspiring leadership feat. Right, yesterday we fought Strahd and came out alive. We've killed some hags, we've survived great tribulations. What say we have some more?
Ward walks past him and demands alcohol.
Meanwhile, Jean nods ever so slightly. His hands are just vice clasped around a mug of water, trying to nurse this headache. And he looks up at Leo and says, I'll be with you after I'm done with this one.
Water.
The speech is...
I flip Ward the bird.
Your speech
doesn't matter. He's already beaten.
The speech is inspiring, and now everyone gets temporary hit points equal to, I believe it's 4 plus. What's your charisma modifier again?
20. So they gain 9 life.
Okay.
9 temporary hit points each.
Right. And as you do so, you see over in the corner, Danica gives a sort of spirited, quiet clap from there and goes, very inspiring words, my dear. Although, just a word otherwise, try not to mention Strahd in conversation too much. People are either afraid of him or, well, let's say, trying to gain his favor.
Fear of the name only increases fear of the thing itself.
You have to understand, fear is all a lot of these people know. It's all they've been born with.
Well, that's never going to change if people don't face up to it.
Indeed.
After all, it's the Sun Festival, right? So let's get people smiling. Let's get that sun shining once more.
Sun Festival was yesterday. It's some other festival now, probably.
No, it was the Wolf Festival yesterday. Sun Festival
Well,
today.
it's the next day now, isn't it?
They were setting up for the Sun Festival.
Yeah,
He smiles.
all in one day.
He
It's gone.
smiles. It was the last day of the Wolf Festival a day or two ago. The Sun Festival is determined to continue for about 3 days, ending with a grand finale in 2 days' time. Or so I'm told. But speaking of things people have always known, festivals. Burgomaster's philosophy and all that.
Yes, an odd one. Festivals aren't going to stop Strahd.
I just like to take this opportunity to ask, it's like, this festival, does it have any sort of grand climax?
Well, supposedly, there's going to be a big pyre in the middle of the town square. A great big symbol of flame, supposedly. Although, admittedly, the pyre looks very similar to the Screaming Dragon Festival and the Noble Spirit Festival before that one.
And is anything placed on this pyre, just out of bizarre curiosity?
Don't worry, they don't go with human sacrifice these days. The whole idea of this is...
These days.
Well, let's just say, some of Strahd's followers like to be dramatic. That's what this whole madness is trying to rebel against. It's trying to convince everyone that, to use the Burgomaster's own words, all will be well.
It's just getting like major Wicker Man vibes is all.
What's that?
I've seen that play.
So something to do about bees, I think.
There was no bees from where I came from.
See, at this point, the bit large guy over here stops driving and goes, "Look, do you have any business here?" And Danica goes, "Darling, please. They're still customers."
Yeah, Raven asked us to come here.
I was going to say some breakfast would be nice.
Danica says,
Ward looks over to the child next to him. We stop children being made food! Being made into food! They were going to be killed and put into cakes!
Also, you did ask us for help, potentially, in getting these, or finding out what happened to your supplies.
At this point, Owen sort of answers at all of you, then glances at the two watchers who are thankfully still sleeping off the drink they had. Like, they are just out for the count. And at this point he goes, "Oh, good. You're not quite as stupid as I feared you'd be. Or oblivious, I guess would be the better word."
This is an odd way to ask a favor.
Danica sighed. Indeed, but in fairness, attacking several of our bar members and then having a drinking contest and sleeping in our stables is a very odd way of saying hello.
It
I
is
believe I
our
said
way.
hello, actually.
You are the only one, dear.
Jean,
That's true.
Jean pipes up at this and says, For what it's worth, I at least am paying the price for my stupidity.
Shut your mouth, water boy!
Sorry. Indeed, we did hear a lot about your exploits from Pietro. In fact, I believe those little kids will be arriving with us soon. Don't worry, we'll be looking after them. Almost hoping to have new friends anyway. And at this, the child smiles as the other one goes behind the bar and runs out. She then says, "So, tell me, why exactly were you searching for a nest of ravens in the first place?"
Well, that's what the seer told us.
The what?
You see her eyes slightly open at that and goes, "So, you spoke to Madam Eve, huh?"
Who? Wait, was that woman at the gate? Did she talk about me?
She sighed. "No, Madam Eve is something different. Trust me, if you'd met her, you'd know." She then turns to turns to the other thing and goes, "What was her reading exactly?"
Well,
I have it right here, but I'm a wolf.
I got my notes here, but I'm Leo.
she told us a number of items. The rogue, a nest of ravens, the elementalist, a castle, the avenger, the beast.
Jean.
At this
Jean
point,
speaks
Erwin's
up.
side. Sorry, go ahead.
Jean speaks up. They're very quietly, still nursing his water. Let me grab my notes.
Leo's gonna write on a piece of paper and pass it to Ward, saying, "Get ready to take the cup."
Ward looks confused at the piece of paper and then puts it down.
Okay, Jean adds his part of the prophecy that he got, albeit very quietly. She mentioned something about a dark figure on a balcony.
At this point, this confuses all of you guys, as this is the first time you've heard this. And at this point, Erwin closes his eyes and goes, "There's only one thing it could be." He takes one other look at the two watchers to make sure that, yes, they are still drunk and unconscious, and then leads in and goes, "All right. It's possible we have secured a tome about Strahd. Information about him. Who he is, who he was. But you do have to understand that I want to believe in you folks. I really do. But I've seen too many brave heroes come and go. They've arrived, and they never come back. Or worse, they come back as something else. Plus, he says, we did hear about what happened to your friend." He takes a sigh, paces up and down, and goes, "So, forgive me. I'm gonna have to ask you for a test. The wine supply. I need you to visit the winery and either return, and as well as returning with the barrels, let me know what happened to my father." At this point, Danica chimes in. "Yeah, I should mention, before we started our order, we were winemakers too." Inside, "I should introduce us quickly. We are the Keepers of the Feather. Whilst it is true, heroes come and go, we like to provide knowledge. That's the only way to break superstition and fear, after all. Facts. Information. Anything we can find out that might help us against Strahd, so be it. If you do this favor for us, then we will happily share our information with you, and maybe try and find the answers to any questions you might have."
Forgive my questioning, but you would have us go and get you some wine so that we might be able to have a better chance of fighting Strahd, the enemy of this land.
Let's say, call it a trial run. If you want to take on some of the grander dangers like Strahd, then you're gonna have to test yourselves.
By getting wine.
I'm very much
Is there
down
something
for
you're
this
not telling
for
us
this
here?
quest.
She's
I don't think
not.
we're allowed to drink it, Ward.
Oh. You
I'll give you
will
a round.
you will definitely
She's like,
get the wine back.
She smiled. We'll give you a free round if you bring it back. And in answer to your question, well, at this point, Owen interrupts. If we knew, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You know what this land does. There could be literally anything happening to them. If it was just him being grumpy and not selling us wine, that I could deal with, but just knowing what's out there is just...
Can we speak a bit more frankly? We know that the ravens are not quite what they seem. And I will look across and see if these guys are sleeping.
They're still sleeping, yes.
It would seem a very easy thing to have some check. The fact you have no knowledge on this surprises me. But this way, I don't want to be walking into a trap. I don't know you from anybody else in this town. This could quite easily be Strahd setting a trap for us, if you see what I mean.
Vallaki says, looks eyes and goes, shrewd observation. But if you must, though, we were exiled from the winery. That is why.
I insight check that.
Sure. They're telling the truth. I mean, they actually kind of look a little pained to say it, but yeah, it is the truth.
It's called a fetch quest, Leo. Oh my god, get with the program.
Later,
I
not
don't
asking us
trust
to collect
people.
11 bear asses.
Close enough.
See, it says, I do admire your sense of caution, but let me put it this way. You want that book, you help us out. Consider it fair trade.
I mean, do we need the book? I knew Strahd hundreds of years ago. It seems as if I could say anything that's in that book. How do I know that I don't know more than you? Perhaps you should be asking to trade with me.
So, he goes, alright then, if you're so confident, tell me, what minions does Strahd have under his command?
But this is a book on Strahd as he was, not as he is now, correct?
Alright then, tell me this. Who was his brother?
Can I do a history check on that one? I feel like that's something I would know.
Yep, sure, do a history check.
It
God
You-
damn you,
Lord,
alcohol!
Lord was his brother.
You were struggling to remember. You're desperately scrabbling in the back of your mind. You're thinking, oh god, oh god, oh god. There were so many diplomatic meetings, and there was a cute girl in one of them. Oh,
Always
what was
the
his
case.
name? What was his name?
Oh, wait
I
a
know
minute. Wait a
his
minute.
General. I know
This
his
again.
father.
So, Leo, you know Strahd, right? Because you were buddies with him in the past, right?
No, he tried to destroy my kingdom.
It's
In
close enough.
200 years ago.
300.
300 years. Oh, 300 years ago. My bad, my bad. Jean, did you know I'm actually an elven prince?
Jean just mutters under his breath. At this point, nothing would surprise me.
It's actually Lord Ward, I'll have you know. And many, many years ago, I was a lord.
I'm sure you were a ward.
I'm gonna make an insight check on that.
It's actually true. He's
Do
my
I
brother.
have do I have drunkenness disadvantage or hangover disadvantage?
No, I also A is a straight inside check. Ward, make me persuasion or deception. Never mind.
It's so true.
Whoa,
Wow.
nearly gave the whole game away there.
Ward, he says it convincingly, and just at this moment, you're drunk and you don't care. It might as well be true at this stage.
Yeah, really, I don't. Really, the fact is, I don't give a shit.
At this point,
Ward just creeps up to Jean. Allons-y.
Ward. Jean just mutters back. The same to you, I suppose.
I'll lean into Ward. Ah, je m'appelle Leo, et toi?
Ward just grabs Jean and starts walking towards the door.
Danica chuckles and goes, well, I can assure you one thing. He did appear in a strange beam of light that caught several of our brothers' attentions. And as for... and Arindros, and if what you say is true, then there's another question. Do you know how he turned?
That I don't know. That was probably after my time. That's fairly interesting.
Hence why you need the book. Plus, as we said, even if the book itself is not interesting, if you do this favor for us...
The pictures are.
Danica chuckles, Owen just goes, but we will offer you our information network. As we said, if you have any other questions, or maybe even some of those readings, we can help you find the rest.
You've read this book, correct?
Of course.
What was his main general called?
He's Dracus.
That'll do. Right, I'm convinced. Let's go get some wine. Give him a map.
He unfolds it and makes a... And he gives you the directions. It's mainly head straight to the west, and he points out a very specific mark where there's a clearing at the end of a foresty road.
Is everybody else alright with this? I don't speak for the group.
We should probably be heading towards the church, though, first, being as that's the reason why we're here.
That was west anyway, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Jean is good with anything that furthers their goal and gets his mind off of the fact that his head feels like it's about to explode.
That's right. Ward will carry Jean. He'll add him to his inventory.
I'll tell you what, make me a strength check with advantage.
Don't leave the sassy horse. We need him.
I'm going to assume you take him with that.
That's a 15. Actually... It didn't roll correctly.
You can't quite slam onto your back, but you manage to just sort of grab him by the arms and just sort of slowly drag him out like he's a sack.
I'm okay dragging him behind me by the feet. That's fine. Whilst he sips his water.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Jean will allow you to do. He's in no position to be dignified.
Okay. At this point,
are there stairs on the way out?
Actually, yeah, there are 3 stairs on the
Fantastic.
way out.
Clump, clump, clump. Each one feels like he's being shot in the face with arrows.
Well, in that case, I'll be taking my breakfast to go then, please.
I'm going to assume that at this point, they offer you... they do offer you a free breakfast. It isn't much. Irving offers... I'm afraid all he can really offer you is eggs, and he looks outside just to see if Keldrin is within earshot, then goes, wolf steak.
Yes, can I have some of that? 2 portions, in fact. I don't think she's eaten today.
He nods and starts quickly roasting them up, and you all manage to get a hearty breakfast between you all. And
oh, do I have that one not cooked? I imagine. Dogs have sensitive tongues and all that.
He chuckled and went, fine, here you go, 1 wolf steak.
I'll take it outside to Keldrin.
I don't think it's technically cannibalism, as she's not really a wolf.
That's what I'm hoping.
How are those bat shish kebabs looking now? Are they, like, at all usable? Or are they just horrendous?
Oh, nasty.
That was section 1.
It was.
I mean, it's only been 2 days or something, so...
they're not
outside a
looking...
refrigerator.
This will
They're not
determine
looking-
if I cook them and eat them myself, or give them as a
I
gift
think
to
it's
somebody
closer
else.
to 5 days now, right?
Yeah, so it's about like 4 to 5 days. They're really not looking good. Like the smell is pungent, bits of it are slowly rotting
Yeah, so
away, and
Ward
one
will
of the
cook
lads
them.
actually loses strength and just sort of slips off the shish kebab and falls onto the floor.
Ward will cook them
It's,
until they're good and black, where you can't really tell. And then with Jean in his dispossessed state, he will just slide them towards him on a plate.
Wow.
Sean, make me a perception check.
Oh, I'm gonna fail miserably.
Keldrin, I'm sorry about the meal, but I have some meat if you'd like it.
I'll immediately perk up and I'll give it a sniff.
I'm not gonna lie, it is wolf meat.
You should have said it was like lamb or something.
No, I'm not a dickhead, unfortunately.
Talk about a wolf dressed up in sheep's
I'll like
clothing.
gingerly take it and then like gobble it down.
Okay, so you go it down, Jean. You're not. Part of you wants to eat it, but even through your handover state, you realize something's not right about this food.
Ward's not usually this
always
generous.
one- yeah, always one for a quick fix to a hangover. In his head splitting state, he eats it anyway.
Oh god,
Oh
make me
my
a
lord.
Constitution saving throw.
This is the best day ever. Cannibalism?
Bloody hell.
Somehow,
Ward,
it is
Ward sees that,
putrid.
and he's amazed, and he takes one himself and thinks this must be good. And then he eats one.
Yeah, Jean is eating it. Actually, like after last night, you're just like, it is putrid, it is foul, but hey, it fills the stomach, and you've definitely had worse.
And
It's gonna get disinfected in his stomach anyway, because
Yeah, and I mean, it is so putrid, it actually starts to wake me up.
Ward, you take the last batch shish kebab and throw it down. It really doesn't taste good. I mean, on the plus side, it tastes better, slightly better than the zombie and the dream pastries, but you've
That was
You've had
fresh meat
worse.
though, that should taste delicious.
no,
Ward
it
just
wasn't
looks
fresh.
at John and thinks he's either a good sport or he has the constitution of a king, which he clearly doesn't because of last night.
But what is he though?
French. As the word resonates.
Cheers, Maldraff. I've only got one of those left, and I'm saving it for Strahd.
In fact, it has such a miraculous opposite effect that as the food just sort of renews him with vigor, Jean finds the strength to stop letting himself be dragged.
Fight!
And with that, you all have your very awkward breakfast, and you're all leaving. You all managed to make small talk with Irina, who's popped down. It seems like she, ignoring the fact that the token was there, we'll just say that she came down after all of this, so she hasn't heard much of the discussions, but she's willing to go along with you to the church.
Oh, I was going to check on her. I thought she was already down.
No, she, that was my bad. She's just sort of kind of she's just popped down, missed all of it, and she was, she was just sort of making small talk, asking how everyone slept and the like.
Sorry, was it Herwin?
Erwin is the big dude, yeah.
Yeah. I say that in character. Like, is Herwin? I didn't
Erwin.
fully catch it. Erwin. Is there a mage in town? Our friend outside is having a bit of difficulty, and I was wondering if perhaps someone could aid her.
He thumbs through his he strokes his big beard.
So do I.
He briefly chuckles, then he goes, "Well, there aren't that many magical experts here. There's the priest. He storms through. Mother Janek, I believe her name is. Then he's not really an expert, but the Borgo Master's son has dabbled in magic. You can see the flashes from the window sometimes. Other than that, well, unfortunately, the only other mage is, well, he's more of a rumor than a reality, really. Although we have managed to confirm some sites of someone who could be him.
Who's that?
We're not sure. We just call him the Mad Mage.
I like this guy already. No worries, we'll stop in at the church and hopefully something can be done. She seems rather stressed out.
Understandably. He then,
yeah.
He then says, but yeah, if you really do want to seek the Mad Mage, which I would advise heavily against for the record, but just head north out of town. You'll find Lake Paratok. Lake Baratok. Sorry, first thing in the morning. But yeah, go to Lake Baratok and walk around the edge. If you see flashes of magic that's downing many distant trees, that's probably him.
Right. Well, we have a mission. I'll do that, but I'll give it a thought.
Very well.
I'm gonna slide another gold across the counter for all the trouble last night. I felt Ward needed to relieve himself after a troublesome day.
He smiles and then pushes it back. It's fine. Do this favor for me and all debts are paid.
Yep. Sounds good to me. And I will turn and head outside.
Alright. And with renewed, if slightly confused vigor, you all start to walk outside just as one of the sons is slowly and groggily waking up going, oh, my head.
I look at Ward sensing
cold.
something.
I'm getting cold. Where's my coat? And with that, you all set out back into the streets of Vallaki. If I could just get the...
And as we set off, Jean is going to take a half glaring, part glaring, part challenging, and part friendly, competitive look at Ward and mutter under his breath, "Next time, half-orc."
Were the ravens still on top of the inn?
They're always on top of the inn.
I'm looking forward to the rematch, actually, Ward.
Maldrith will wave goodbye.
One of the ravens nods again, and the other raven goes, ah! Ah! At the other raven. Alrighty.
Ward would like to grab someone in the street.
Okie doke. You see,
as you do.
A young passerby carried a paper mache sun, and you instantly grab him and he drops it.
Oh, no, I feel bad.
It's fine.
Weapons!
No! I'm sorry, what?
Weapons!
Guards have them?
Where weapons?
Guards have them. I think people sell them in the stockyard. I don't
Calm
know.
down.
God, please don't hurt me.
He's not gonna hurt you. Is there a blacksmith in town?
I think there's one. He thinks about it. Oh, yes. Go down that street, turn a slight corner.
Jean is going to attempt to calm this guy down. He can't stop Ward, but he can be diplomatic and attempt to salvage the situation. He speaks up. Never mind our friend. It's just the way he does things. Anywhere I might drop off some wolf pelts for a quick bit of coin.
He thinks about it for a second. Maybe stockyard. Maybe stockyard's probably the best bet.
This is great. He's just hanging there in the air and you're all politely talking to him. This is amazing.
Hey, we're not monsters.
Well, most of us aren't.
Well, it seems the stockade is where we're going.
Well, I mean, I'm going to take Irina to the church first.
It can't be much further.
Okay, so are you all going to the
town.
church?
We don't have to stick together.
Famous last words.
Okay, so since are you guys seriously splitting up the party?
No, I'm sticking close to... I honestly, if I have my choice of it, I'm sticking close to Leo because we're both buddies of the Sword and Shield.
Definitely sticking with Irina until we drop her off.
Okay. So...
Yeah, that too.
Alrighty. I'm gonna see if this lets... I'm gonna take you there first, Ward, because for some reason it's not allowing me to select you as a group.
We don't really accept you yet, Ward. You haven't really proven yourself.
Okay, so you are all... You travel down to... towards... You travel down the road and everything seems perfectly fine and peaceful, as still all the same decorations are being hung up, and then you finally reach upon the church itself, and there's no map for this, so it's going to be theatre of the mind for a bit. Okay. As you approach it, you can see ahead of you this slouching, centuries-old stone church, which has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with cracked stained glass windows depicting pious saints. A fence wrought with iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church. Every once in a while, a thin bit of mist wisps in and out of the gravestones. And as you step inside, the church looks about the same as the outside. A little grand, but still a bit worse for wear. And if I could just find...
Do I know any of the gods depicted on the symbols?
You see all the symbols. You've heard mentions of... Actually, you know it as Pelor the Morning Lord. They all look in that, like, everything that's related to your time. Again, Ward, because of your background, you see it as... It's like the religion of Pelor, but everything seems a little bit different. Just some of the markings aren't quite right. If you're more of a scholar of religion, you would probably realize that they were older versions, but it's Ward, so take a... Let's see, I'm just trying to find... This is the whilst Incompetech.com provides great music, it doesn't have a great way of cataloguing them in U20. There we... Roll20, sorry, there we go. So, you all step inside the church, and there to greet you is the priest herself. She steps over and goes, how can I help you all?
I will make the Pelorian sign of greeting. It is an honor to meet one of the faith. I feared in this land that such things were forgotten.
She smiles. Good to see one who follows the faith. People are desperate, but we hope that the Morning Lord's light can provide some hope.
He provided me, did he not?
She chuckles. Have you come here to pray? And I can see you're all travelers. Do you want me to bless your journey going forward?
Yes.
Very well. She gives you a brief chance. Sadly, not a magical one, but it's a very simple. Head on, my children. Be brave, and be merciful, and be guided forever by Pelor's light.
Leo takes it way too seriously, draws his broken sword, kneels down, offers up to her, and just receives the blessing.
She's a little taken aback, but once she realizes that it's not meant with any it's not meant with any kind of maliciousness, she bows her head in respect as well. At this point, Irina steps forward and goes, I'm sorry to trouble you, but may I ask something? To which the priest goes, of course, my child. What is it? I wish to seek sanctuary. I'm sorry? Strahd has come for me. I was told this place had holy ground. I need to know. I need to know if I'm safe in this place. And at this, you see the priest looks a little taken aback and starts sort of rubbing her forehead nervously, like, child, if you wish to rest here, I'm more than happy, but if you're seeking holy ground sanctuary, then I'm afraid this is only a small church. Maybe you should head to the village of Esnek. I know that there's a great church there that could provide you with the safety you need.
The princess is not in this castle?
No, basically.
Fucking hell.
How far is the vat?
She says, about 3, maybe 4 days walk. I read the signs. There must be some way. I was told this church was... I mean, I don't want to question your judgment, but we've already faced so much. I dare not risk going back out there again. Jeanette goes, it's just... She starts
Can I do
looking
an
from left
insight
to
check
right.
to see what's happening here? Is she trying to hide something?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Insight check.
For one, it was all like, pedal, blah, blah, blah. She's being really weird.
I mean, this is somebody marked by Strahd, so...
Okay, you easily pass this. You see the look of someone who desperately wants to help, but she's afraid. It's like, it's all really hard. It's like she's sort of fighting herself that she really wants to help, but she knows something that's putting her off.
What is it, sister? Something ails you. Is there something wrong? Do you think Strahd will come for her here? Surely not in our Lord's house.
She looks at you, then looks around, and then sees... You might want to... She said, you are indeed a man of Pelor, and she looks at you about that. I see you also follow a faith, although you don't look like a Pelorite.
Kelemvor is my lord.
Oh, I've not heard that name before. What does he preach?
I too would like to know.
Death, mainly. As it must come to all living things. I am here on divine charge.
She...
Leo just turns to look at it.
She at first looks a bit shocked, and then when you start saying the stuff about death coming to all, eventually coming to all things, she relaxes a little and says, well, it's a different philosophy from the vampire, at least.
Strahd is an abomination. All his...
And I'm fine again.
She then something goes, very well. Since you're both holy men, you might be able to help me with this. It's true that this is sacred ground, but it was blessed by the power of St. Anstel, a cleric who fought against Strahd and his rule until the bitter end. But the power comes from her bones, and they've been stolen.
What?
So many fetch quests!
Not enough room in your journal. Please end the quest. Someone stole the sacred bones of a saint? Is that what you're saying?
She sighed. Yes, I dare not think of it, but she sort of vaguely gestures over to where the altar was. I did a praying and check on them, but they were gone.
When?
I haven't... A day or two ago. I didn't want to tell anyone in the town about it because I figured it would cause a panic. But without those bones, I cannot provide you the sanctuary your friend needs. If it's any consolation, I have an idea who it might be.
Who was it?
She sighs. I loathe to think it, but as you can see, she sort of vaguely gestures to some of the boys working in the some young children working in the corner. We have home to many refugees, adopting many people for sanctuary. But they've all seemed fine, but one of them is very troubled. An angry young... He is a man named... Milovic. He is a good lad, but he's very troubled. Lashes out the wrong thing from time to time. And he's a very responsible lad most of the time. I promoted him to gravedigger, but I fear that he might have had a hand in this. He's been lashing out a lot as of late. I wanted to talk to him myself, but he sees me more as a nagging mother in a parental sense. I'm hoping that maybe with you two being also followers of the faith, you might be able to find the words to convince him to tell me what happened.
I'll go up to the altar and start sniffing around.
Okay, you pick up that there have been two. There are. Actually, you know what? Give me a perception check with advantage because it's smell based, and anyone else can make an investigation check as well as they want.
Investigation or perception?
Yeah, give it a go.
But I'm just like, yeah, direwolf, yeah.
Investigation or perception?
I'll say perception with you because it's smell. Everyone else investigation.
Thank you.
Oh wow!
All right.
Leo, you.
Ward didn't go
still...
inside.
Oh, okay. Leo, you are Leo, you're still taken aback that someone would.
Oh, I'm just angry.
Yeah, you cannot believe someone would dare harm the sacred relic like this. Maldaf and Seth, you quickly check on the fact that there is a very clear spot on the altar which has been... The wood has been recently ripped up and then put back. Like, they've tried to do a really good job of covering it up, but it's pretty obvious that it was removed recently. Jean, you can also see, with your investigation, you vaguely think that the panel... It wasn't so much pulled out as it was struck out. You think that someone used a tool to get inside. Keldrin, with your perception, you can smell that... you use a sense of smell and you figure out that there are two people that have been round here. One is, you very quickly match it up to the mother. The other, it smells sort of kind of like a young male, but it's very faint, so there's... You can tell that they were there, but you can't really detect where they've gone.
Okay.
Anything, Keldrin?
I'm a fucking wolf!
I know.
Bork.
Bork.
At this point on the mother goes, Albert in him, hang on. He then calls...
he's here?
Called also one of the... She then steps outside the door and goes, Milovic!
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Milovic!
Just so I'm clear in my mind, sorry, is he an actual child or is he like a
He's
teenager?
a teenager.
He's a corpse.
Towards the adult end of teenager, I imagine.
Edgelords ruin everything.
Yeah, towards like... He steps in a sort of young... around the corner steps in a sort of young burly lad. It's about... I'd say he's around 18, 19-ish. He, he carries himself off as a big adult, but he's still very much a teenager. In fact, he sort of, as he heads towards the entrance to the church, he sort of sees Ward and kind of gives him a glare that sizes him up as he walks inside.
Ward is like sat down on the steps, thumbing his pockets.
He steps inside and goes, "What do you want?" Like he goes,
I'll walk up and give him a sniff.
What the? What's this dog doing in the church?
Is it same matchup?
It's the same.
Alright, I'll just walk back to the altar and like nod. Big nod, ostentatious.
Yeah, so it's stolen, Keldrin, we know. And I'll walk over to the play.
So, I think we might have to roll an initiative to decide this, but I see Keldrin's indication of approval, yes?
I'll say so, yes.
I am going to punch him in the face.
Oh, God.
Can I try to stop that?
Okay, make an initiative roll.
I grow more and more proud of you, Jean.
I mean, that might work.
Jean raises a fist, but Leo steps forward with a sort of very firm, puts his hand in front of you like an I got this gesture and steps forward.
Good cop, French.
I mean, he's a boy. There's no need to harm him. We can talk to him. Sorry, what was your name, boy? Sorry, that's rude of me. What's your name?
There you go. There he goes. Milovich. What's it to you?
Oh, don't push me.
God, I hate him so much already.
So you're the one that's been digging all those graves out there, is that true?
Well, I'm a grave digger, it's my job, yeah.
It's fine work. You must be pretty damn strong.
He
Not the way to talk to a teenager. Oh, God.
Tell me, son.
No, he shrugs. And?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, did it require much strength to take the bones from this crypt?
What the hell are you on about?
Can I insight check to see if he's...
Yeah, sure.
I would also like to insight check with my new
Same.
feet.
Okay.
My new feet. Not that it really matters, because I'm a fucking love thing.
You'll find loads of super interesting details and be like, ah!
Okay, so Jean's made an insight. Oh my god. This kid's really annoyed. You're not really getting that much from him.
I'm getting bullying
Leo,
vibes
Jean,
from back in the day, man.
Anger rising.
You suspect that, Jean, you suspect he's probably lying and just giving as much attitude as he possibly can. Keldrin, you see that... You sort of briefly see this sort of flicker of fear in his eyes, and he's now just sort of overcompensating with the attitude, like, oh, yeah, so what? Like, he starts sort of slouching a bit and sort of giving everyone the eye.
Can I persuade him?
I start growling.
Okay, I'm gonna glance down at Keldrin and just give her a look of... Like, indicating, is he lying?
What sort of look is that?
Like a questioning look.
Okay, whilst you're doing that, just because he hasn't done it yet, Maldraff, what are you about to do?
Can I persuade him? Obviously, seeing all this going on and saying, look, we just want to know where the bones are. My friend is a very good judge of character.
Make me a persuasion roll. I was like, well, he can sort of like see him straight in on his face and just go, I don't know. There are lots of bones around.
Do you believe in
my fur starts standing up.
Okay, unless someone can beat me to it, I'm going to move in to slam him against the wall.
Okay, is anyone going to try and stop him?
I mean, yeah, again, I'll try to stop him from beating up the young boy.
I would also like to try and stop him.
Okay, everyone roll me initiative. Who's going to try and stop John?
That might be the only thing that works with this asshole.
Okay, he steps forward, and this time both of you place hands in front of him.
And I'm gonna tap into Jean's inner berserk inspiration and just growl, We know it was you, you fucking coward. Where are they?
Make me an intimidation check. I'll say with advantage because Keldrit's growling next to you.
Can Irina just like pipe in and be like, yo, this is my life we're talking about, please?
Can Ward hear this outside?
You'll just sort of make me a perception check. You hear growling, so something's going on, and you've also just heard Jean raise his voice slightly. The guy you can see the guy starting to crumble the attitude. It's like, what's your problem? Like, so what if the bones went missing? I mean, it's not like they did anything. It's not like I mean, even if they are magical or whatever, it's not like anything's gonna save us from Strahd.
I tried to persuade him.
Ward takes a reluctant look at the church for just a moment and the symbol, and then steps inside, takes his finger out of his pocket in his ring, and just leaves it, steps inside.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make me a persuasion roll, Leo.
I swear I've rolled so many 2s and 3s tonight, it's unreal.
And meanwhile, I'm just mediocre on everything but con saves.
What's the hold up?
Nothing, Ward.
At this point, can I try an intimidation?
Yeah, sure.
I've been waiting for this.
I'll back you up.
I love a growl. I'll say
Is
also
that
advantage because
advantage as well?
Ward's now put up. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's advantage, so you could get a 20.
Alright, so what do you say?
I'm just going to try for a 20. If it's
Okay.
advantage.
Okay, so what do you say to him?
Meddling with the dead is a massive insult to me, boy. You best tell us where the bones are. Otherwise, maybe I'll be a little bit too slow to catch my friend this time.
It's actually pretty amazing. With you, like, your figure is so slight, but when you say those words in such a commanding tone, and with, like, the hoods adding that sort of extra layer of menace, you see the attitude slowly peeling away, and his eyes slowly getting a bit wider. And he just goes, but I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. The coffin maker asked me to do it. I didn't see the harm. I mean, they're just bones, right? I figured that if I had some money, at least I could help my kids that way. I mean, this town sucks, you know?
Tell us exactly what you were told to do, and by who.
Where's this coffin maker?
I never really know his name. He just comes to deliver the coffins. I think he has a shop somewhere in the middle of town, maybe towards the east.
I just leave.
As he watches you leave, and then he takes a quick glance at the mother, and then just goes, I'm sorry, alright? You just gave me money, and I wanted to help the kids, alright?
Jean is going to give him a death glare, and just as he's leaving, say, "Cowards like you are the reason you live in fear."
We still don't have the deets, guys. Why are you all leaving? I'm a wolf.
As you leave, he sort of as it goes. If I was strong enough, I would start it. And he just sort of throws his shovel down in frustration.
So, do we actually know for sure that the bones are still in the church, or have they been taken by the coffin maker?
They've been taken. He's basically just sort of confessed that he just got the bones and gave them to the coffin maker.
Alright, whilst I've still got his attention, I just want to tell him, like, we all die. That's a given. Just try and live your life right.
He just sort of lets out this just frustrated snort and walks over to the mother, who just sort of very slowly and sort of very gently just sort of
breaks his neck.
Embraces him. That's
Meanwhile, I'm just gonna follow Leo. I'll share that exchange later.
Okay. You all begin and you'll march down to the streets.
Well, for a moment, Ward stands there befuddled and then turns around and leaves.
I'm gonna ask just random people as I'm walking. Oh, excuse me, do you know where the coffin maker is?
They all they're a bit weary when you mention the coffin.
Burgermeister has sent us to inquire. Apparently needs wood for this giant pyre he's gonna build.
They're a little wary when you say that. They when you mention the Burgomaster, they look around amongst themselves and just sort of vaguely point in the right direction. This continues with each person being more warier than the last, but eventually you continue to walk down to the other side of the town, and if I could just move all of you.
I was so hoping you were going to go like completely Christian Bale. I'm really like, where is he? Where is he?
We're leaving the
the
arena.
detonator?
Yeah, if I,
I
you know
imagine
what,
we
I'm
left
not
the
gonna.
church.
Yeah, Irena's being left after the place down. In fact, you know what? Rather than try dragging all the way around the town, I'm just gonna.
Hopefully, telling the teenagers, "Yo, I am here to like save my life, and you took away the bones that would save my life, and you suck."
She's just killing them. We need new bones to replace the other ones.
She's
Bones are bones.
I've got a zombie bone in my pack.
Look. She's just giving you a very giving them a very stern look. But then eventually,
I've done my mission now.
You all march down, and eventually you reach the outside of the coffin maker's shop. So if I could just get everything in order.
And while you're doing that, I'll
Ward inquires to at least one or two of them as to why
I
they're
will
going
tell him
there.
exactly what's happening. The bones, the secret bones of a saint were removed from that church. The very bones that would have offered Irina protection and some form of barrier, I imagine, against Strahd. They were taken by the people inside here. Normally I'm a nice person, but this directly gets in the way of my vengeance, and I do not like that.
And as we're gearing up to storm the coffin maker's shop, Jean is just going to, as an aside, say to Leo, "You should have let me beat some sense into the boy."
He was just an instrument. He was too young to know what he was doing. This person, however, the one who paid him to do it, I won't stop you there.
Good.
Alrighty.
Just so you know, I'm still blind.
I was going to ask that.
Blind
Well,
with
hallelujah!
rage.
Now you can see. Ha! Ha! Ha!
I see only darkness before me.
You know something? I've discovered that it's rather fun playing essentially a true neutral mercenary who just gets the job done. I'm like Renegade Shepherd.
You're Ward Jr. right now.
Okay, so who's still blind?
I am.
But now I see.
I'm quite enjoying playing like this Holy Avenger sort of characters. Good fun.
Yeah, I like that bit a lot.
Yeah.
I love that you're basically like the Grim Reaper.
That was the idea.
You should carry a bell with you and just wait for someone to ask, why are you doing that? It's like, don't ask who a bell tolls for, boy.
Did you scroll down to the bottom left, Baldraff?
Oh yeah, no, I can see. I'm fine now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Can everyone see?
Yep.
Also, it's just occurred to me, Maldrath is the Undertaker.
That's the voice I was going for as well.
Okay, so you approach the coffin maker's shop, which is it's not a grand building. It's an uninviting shop, 2 stories tall, and has a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door, just in case anyone didn't get it. All of the window shutters are closed up tight, and a deathly silence surrounds the establishment.
Oh, that's not scary at all. I'm going to step up to the door put my hand on it. I'm going to cast Divine Sense, where I detect any undead fiends, aberrations, any holy sense. I get a smell of holy things and evil things.
Okay.
Well, while he does that, I'm going to slink once around the house and check for any back entrances and stuff.
Oh, that's clever.
Sniff for clues.
Make me a perception check.
Me?
Yes. Investigation. Sorry, investigation. And no, this is more sight rather than a smell. Sorry.
Cool.
Oh my god, she's the furry terror.
Like, totally.
You walk around, you see that there is another door towards the back. I believe, let's see. Yeah, you see that there is a door around here-ish. It seems to be as slightly tut as the other door, though.
As slightly tut?
Sorry, it's shut very tightly. Okay.
That was so cute. That was really cute.
Damn it. Okay.
Whereabouts is it?
Right
here.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, I'll wait here then.
Leo, as you place your hand, does it require you to make a perception roll or anything, or is it just you sense it?
No, it's anything within 60 foot of me. I hear heavenly bells if there's a very pure force, or a foul, noxious odor comes if there's evil, and I can detect the presence of evil aberrations, undead, and stuff like that.
Okay. You suddenly are hit with a very foul smell.
Sorry.
Damn it, Ward.
It is unbelievably foul. Like, it's not it's strong enough for you to sense it. You think it's coming from somewhere above, you're not entirely sure.
Is it Strahd-esque? Like, is it as powerful as that, or?
Not nearly as powerful as Strahd.
That's thank God. Do I detect any bells? Do I hear anything like that from?
No bells to be heard.
I will knock on the door.
I'm going to move around here to this window.
Keep in mind, all the windows are barred shut up, so you can't really see inside.
Right.
You knock firmly on the door. There's a pause, and then you suddenly hear, "We're closed. Go away."
Surely you're not closed for a very, very wealthy customer.
There's no reply.
Ward, it appears this door is slightly stuck.
Would you like me to pretend to be Ian Cognito, the wealthy investor?
I would like you to become Ian Cognito.
Well, I'm just gonna break the door down.
Thank God.
And Ward will smash the door in.
Alright, make me a
what sort of door are we looking at here?
Spirit.
So it's not like a cast iron, like...
No, it's just it's a regular wooden door. It's just been locked very firmly.
Good. What? Oh, it's a bit late now, actually, don't matter.
You've already asked him to attack.
Strength or attack?
Go strength.
Spear through the door.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you run once, poof, the door comes off its hinges. You make another run. You push, bam, the door flies open, and you now see a rather haggard old man who is now incredibly surprised and almost terrified to see that his door has just been smashed in so easily.
Straight in after him.
As soon as I hear door smashing, it took some time. What the door where I am at? What does it look like? Does it have a latch or?
Ward, I imagine you're in front of me there.
It's very similar to the other door. Like, it's been latched and shut.
All right, then I'm gonna throw myself against that one and try to break that one down too.
All right, strength check.
Yes.
Oh my God, we're like a special ops infiltration team.
Go!
Oh
no!
You growl, you charge, and that just slammed.
There's great evil upstairs. Keep a wary eye out. As I hear. Oh my God, they got Keldrin.
You're not prone for a bit. You'll be back up in a second. Meanwhile,
I never knew a direwolf could twist their shoulder.
I'm glad to see that you're open for business after all. There's only one item we're looking to buy, and that's those bones you've taken.
His eyes widen. It's like, oh, how did you? Oh, God. Oh.
God is not going to save you here, I'm afraid. So either comply, or we will tear this place apart finding them.
I'm going to just for extra effect, I'm going to draw my sword and just sort of not put it near him, but hold it threateningly in his direction as if in attack stance.
Seeing Jean do this, I will draw my sword and just put it next to his so everyone can see it's quite bigger.
I will draw I imagine my sword and shield are already drawn, but I'm not holding it. It's smaller than both.
You wouldn't win this contest. Your sword's broken anyway. Yeah. But
I'm a grower, not a shower.
So... He looks at Audio and goes. He quickly looks upstairs and he goes.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna walk upstairs.
He then, as he walking around the day, goes, my bedroom closet. Just be careful. I don't want them to wake up.
When I did my divine sense, I think I get to detect what sort of evil they are. 2 secs.
They're undead, basically.
Oh, cool. Oh no, it's a coffin shop! Ah! Oh dear, no.
Okay, so because I'm Keldrin, because the door defeated me once, I'm going to give up, and I'm going to go around and into the actual front door.
Okay.
I'm already regretting everything but Divine Paladin of Vengeance. It seems like we've probably got some vampires upstairs. Let's be quiet and just try to get these bones.
Undead filth.
You all slowly, one by one, make their way up the doors. The old man does nothing to resist. He's just staring at you, rather shaken by everything that's going on, especially when a direwolf just suddenly saunters in casually.
I'd just like to address the old man.
Joe, I just love that weight we have with this direwolf following us.
It does make intimidation a lot easier.
Well, I still have -2 on it, but whatever.
I'd just like to address the old man and say, you best still be here when we get back. I have questions for you.
I'll be here. Alright, I'm taking you all upstairs one by one. So, you all go around through the stairs up here. This then takes you to, and just, yeah, there we go.
I will. No,
Sorry.
I'm not smart enough to check for traps. I'm not a rogue.
You all walk up these stairs one by one. Apart from no, not that bit. Unfortunately, the landing is a bit narrow for you, Keldrin, so you might not pick it up, I'm afraid.
I can stand guard with the dude if I get stuck.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna take. Yeah. Sorry,
okay, so I'm just gonna pin you all to the direction.
I'll say, now, I don't particularly want to tussle with vampires if that's what we've got here. You saw what Strahd did. Seth, you seem light on your feet. Perhaps you could just, real quietly go get those bones.
I don't think it should be any problem at all.
Okay. So following these instructions, you know that the room they're supposed to be in is here. Leo, is your spell still active at the moment, or?
I'll double check. If not, I will use it when we're upstairs, because I've got 6 usages of it.
Okay, whichever way, you sense that the smell's coming from this direction, so it's the other... Alright.
Yeah, so I'll burn a second one for that. So I think they're coming from the left.
Yeah.
It should be to the right. Seth, don't go left. That's where I sense them. How many do I sense?
It's a large number.
Oh, Christ. Be very careful.
So, you very slowly creep in. Like, at first, the room you're in now, it's just seems to be a kitchen. It's square tables surrounded by chairs. nothing too nothing too out of the ordinary. You then take very slowly and very quietly. Are you just going to walk straight into the bedroom, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and open the doors quietly as I can before I sneak in.
Okay. You slowly creak the door ajar. You have a look
Just
around.
remember to check for traps.
You don't see anyone inside. I'll say make a perception check anyway. So
Yeah, I'll look around the door frame and the floor.
Can I turn to Leo and just say under my breath, because obviously I don't want to alert the vampires or anything. So let me say, how can you, a paladin, just let these vampires live and let one of our own members of the party just walk in there by himself?
Easily. I believe in a greater good. There's no point dying here today and letting Strahd live.
Alright. You step inside, and with that check, you can easily see that it's just an ordinary bedroom. Nothing appears too far out of the ordinary with it, except for a wardrobe in the southeast corner, which you can tell by a glance, it all seems to be in order, save for one compartment, which the bottom of wardrobe. The base seems a little bit odd. Like, it all looks fine, but you can sort of tell there's some slight weathering where the corners are. And you're thinking, okay, that might be an extra compartment.
I'll move over as quietly as possible and check it out.
You lead over quietly as possible, and you know what? Just for the hell of it, make me a dexterity check.
Is there a straight dex or a stealth roll?
Straight dex.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, this is fairly easy. You work with the bows for a living and tight strings. You've got this. You feel your way around the edge, and sort of very slowly, very gently pull it out, and then gently lower it to the ground so it doesn't make any noise. And inside, you find two sacks. There's a small one. You open that up first. It contains about some money. There's about 30 silver pieces and 12 strange coins, which appear to have Strahd's face carved into them. It's a currency you've never seen before.
I'll take it all out and bring it to the others.
Alright, the second sack, you quickly check inside and you find bones, dude. They're right here. As you you quickly step outside and you show the others the sack.
I've got bones.
I'm gonna use another divine sense. Do these seem divine? Divine sense, yeah, divine sense.
Okay, now that you're very close to the bones, you can feel that, yes, there is a divine sense glowing off of them, like a slight... you figure that it was probably drowned out by everything that was going on before, but yes, you can definitely sense a divine power from them. And I'll tell you what, make me a religion check.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm not good at skills.
At least not tonight.
No, in general.
You begin to sense you know that artifacts like these their power tends to be amplified once they're in the holy ground. But you can definitely sense that there is a divine power for them, and you're thinking that you put the two together, that if someone wanted them stolen, it's very clear that these bones were incredibly important. They probably do have the power to provide the holy ground that Irina needs to be safe.
Does somebody want to take these to the church? As much as I don't agree with Maldraff's statement, we can't let these things live in here.
Now that we have the bones, we should burn this building down.
I completely agree.
Jean weighs his options. He's a pragmatic sort, but in the end, he agrees under his breath.
Put it this way, if nothing else, it's daylight outside. I can't imagine him surviving. Oh, it's not daylight. There's no daylight here.
It's close enough. It's very misty, unfortunately.
I'm going to, because she can't fit up the stairs, I'm going to bring the bones down to Keldrin and just sort of instruct her to take them back to the church.
I'll zoom off.
I'll
zoom off with my 60 foot per round speed.
Oh yeah, you're fast as hell.
Yeah.
And the way I see it, Keldrin can also keep an eye out on Arena.
So you just gave a dog a bone, is that correct?
So many bones. So many bones.
Oh god.
I'm gonna take the skeleton and go deliver it.
I'm just loving how the civilians in the street are going to see this wolf just running across the street.
I was about to say,
with a collar on, trailing behind her like a beautiful cape.
I'm just imagining Benny Hill.
Keldrin, you are just sort of bounding through the streets, and there's like, as many people are startled by the fact that this huge wolf is bounding down the street and just causing so much chaos. And as you do. But you do manage to get the bones safely to their occupants. Before we resolve that, though, guys, how do you want to settle this building issue?
First I'm going to, on my way back up the stairs, take one look at the coffin maker and say, "You're going to want to find shelter. I recommend the church. I think prayer could do you some good."
I don't doubt it.
Before he slinks off, I need to ask him questions, though.
Well, we can take this outside. I imagine it'll only take a few of us to set this place up.
Yes, it's about to get very toasty in here.
His eyes...
God, you're all gonna get arrested.
His eyes widen for a moment and then go... I understand. You might want to inform the town guard, though.
Well,
is upstairs?
we have you to vouch for us about the unholy abominations upstairs, correct?
You mean the vampires? Yes.
So you admit that you are housing vampires?
He sighed. There was a nobleman who approached me. He said... he was offering me good business and just said he wanted to store some stuff. But then... there was some... I discovered that there was a... I discovered those horrible creatures in there. But he continued to threaten me. Said that he would feed me to those things if I disobeyed him.
Who is this person?
He was a fancy noble. To be honest, I would give you his name, but I'm pretty certain it was an alias.
What did he look like?
Strahd Van Battyman.
Incognito.
He had a very noble countenance, long, dark hair, very fancy suit. He had a very silver tongue, praised my work. I haven't heard praise like that in so long, but...
Where did you meet him? Was it here?
Yes, it's where I've always worked.
And when are you going to meet him again?
I don't know. I think he was planning it for a few days' time, but... Well... If the vampires are gone, if the bones are away... I don't know what his plan is, but he won't be able to carry it out.
What was his alias?
He sighs as if he's struggling to remember. Let's see. I love the layout of this book, for the record. I really like how all that information is in another bloody section.
So whilst this is happening, we'll be.
Yeah, was it even Lostborn?
No,
Ivan
it was a
Lostborn?
different one.
Oh man, how many aliases does this dude have?
Was it the Bloody Crow?
Besides, no, he called himself Lord Draco Brathos.
Oh,
Means
Harry
nothing
Potter
to me.
fan. Okay.
Oh, does that memory strike any chord of
No,
me
it doesn't.
from my past? That's fine. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna start sabotaging this house to set it on fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start taking a torch to whatever looks flammable.
Is that enough for vampires? I'm sorry, I'm a wolf. I'm not here. Oh.
To my knowledge, I imagine in and out of character, if you destroy the coffin and they have no place to go to, they die.
Yeah, pretty much. Particularly vampire spawns. And then, as you do,
But yeah,
as you do so, you step outside and you begin to slowly but surely, using whatever materials you can find, begin to set the place ablaze.
Maldraff, do you want the honors?
Thank you. I would enjoy it greatly. Just to make sure the old man is outside. We're not just gonna, murder a guy.
Taking it as read the old man's outside.
Damn it!
Good.
You lead him outside, and he can only look on with a combination of sorrow and acceptance as the flames slowly catch fire and slowly rise up. A crowd develops, and the town guard all start showing up, going, "What's the meaning of this?"
I'll just turn to the town guard saying, "A tragic accident. There's nothing to be done."
Not an
With the
accident.
torch in
Before they tried to put the fire out. As our friend here will tell you, there were some unholy abominations hiding upstairs. This good citizen, however, decided to inform us, and we took prompt action to ensure they did not escape into the town to ruin the festival.
They all look at the guy. Is this true? The old man takes a glass and says, "Yes, I am willing to accept my punishment." The guards then waste no time grabbing him by the head, slapping manacles onto his wrists, and just begin to drag him off. They sort of turn and say, "Thank you."
Just before he's dragged off, I'd like to say to him, "Just as this flame will cleanse the town, the truth will cleanse your soul."
I imagine they're gonna kill him though, Maldraff.
Then he will meet his maker with a clear conscience.
He gives you a soulful nod before he's then dragged roughly away by the guards. And the rest of them go, "You've done a great deed. I'm sure the Burgomaster will be very impressed." Now, I'm sure the head of the town guard would like to know about this as well, but I don't know where he is at the moment.
What's his name?
Commander Izek. Trust me, you'll be able to recognize him. Keldrin. You've run through the streets carrying the bones back. You drop them at the feet of the priest, who looks at you startled at first. Then smiles, gives a confused smile at that, and opens up the sack to reveal the bones, and then goes, "Oh, Holy Father, oh, thank you. Thank you."
That's a very high woof for a big direwolf. Sorry.
It's fine.
I realised that took, like, time-wise, probably about 10 minutes to solve.
Yeah, it's not a long quest. However, at that moment, there are two guards, but still they go, "What? Stand that direwolf down! It's been running loose in the streets." And both the priest and Irina go, "No, it's fine. It's fine. We can explain. It's not dangerous at all." At that moment, a huge, hulking 6-foot human steps in. The size itself would make him stand out, but he also has a giant, demonic left arm on his side. He has a bald head. Let's go. "Either get that wolf under control, or it's coming with." And then it pauses, and it begins to stare at Arena, who shuffles back a little bit unnerved. He then spots her and says, "You." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Cliffhanger!
I reckon his name's got to be Ian Cognito if he can get around town with a massive demonic arm.
Judging by the fact that we would recognise who the head of the guard was, I think that might be him.
It spot on a warning. Yeah, it is him.
I can see why we recognise him now with his demonic arm. You see, guys, he looks, he's fairly handsome, about 6 foot, blue eyes, demonic arm.
As you do.
Just imagine, like, has he got any, distinguishing features? Like, I don't know, he's
as
quite
common
tall.
as anyone.
He dresses pretty well.
He's
just
bold,
raging
he's
demonic
bold,
arm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all for this session, guys. Wasn't that much action this time, but it's probably going to heat up.
It's all roleplay, and that's good. So there you have it.
Some good story.
Thanks for watching.
We had intense drinking competition. I guess that counts as action.
We did. Whether you watch this on Twitch or YouTube, please help us out by following or subscribing. It's much appreciated. There's an archive of the whole campaign on my channel, MVL Gaming on YouTube, so enjoy that and catch up. Until next time, I've been MVL, and Jonin, Panther Leo, Sven the Crusader, Nico, Josh, and Odin. And we'll see you next time on Stars in the Darkness. Till then, bye.
Catch you later.
Goodbye.
Sacre bleu.